4 years at Esports Arena, we really didn't know what our identity was. We tried our pro tournaments, we tried running content pieces, we tried doing music events, we had our memberships. We realized that the community just always kept coming back for our local tournaments, for every Wednesday night, every Friday night, every Thursday night. So then it hit us. Series E is going to revolutionize the esports industry. You as a competitor now have consistency to come and compete. You get to keep coming back and let it count for something. That opportunity to get paid by Esports Arena, to get paid by a major brand that's helping support this league, this foundation, because so many times the dollars stop at the pro level. They stop there. They never trickle down to the guys like us, the guys that had the dreams, that wanted to make it, to become a pro, but never had that opportunity because they lived in somewhere in Alaska or somewhere in Idaho. No offense, Idaho, I like you guys, you're still cool, potatoes. But when you don't have that opportunity, like a guy who's from LA or a girl who's from LA or New York or these major cities that have esports tournaments that go all the time, where can you start? Where do you go? Where do you become a pro? How can you do that? How do you get paid? How do you get noticed? How do you get recognized? It doesn't exist. There's not a clear path there. It's a randomized system. You gotta be good. Don't get me wrong. You've gotta be good and you gotta compete, you gotta play. But it's hard when you got a full-time job and you got a full-time student, you got bills to pay. You can't commit yourself 100% to esports. Esports Arena wants to change that. We are gonna change that. You're gonna get $1,000 a month in pay from Esports Arena. We're gonna travel you across the country to compete against other people just like you. That's the feeling that I'm looking at that 8-year-old and I'm thinking, man, this person could become a professional gamer, but how? Now they're going to start their path at Esports Arena and they're going to compete to become that next pro, to become that next influencer, to become that next superstar. They're going to start at Esports Arena. That's what Series E is all about. Opportunity for everyone to be your first step in esports.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Esports Arena, another online Super Smash Thursdays where some of North America's finest will compete from the comfort of their homes for $500 prize pools. I'm Halorn, joined by Bronkopolis. Bronk, last week we had a very interesting set of games. I think we're going to be in for another wild ride tonight.
Absolutely. It was eventful last week, and I can't expect it to be anything different now. We have a lot of returning competitors, not only from last week, but from the week before. I know Zero to None's in the bracket. They made a deep run in both the East and West brackets. We're going to get things kicked off with the East bracket to begin this one. Of course, if you'd like to sign up for the West bracket, there's still time for that. And I'm just so excited. I think this is the most stacked bracket we've had thus far any week.
I don't think that's going to change. I feel like in the coming weeks, more and more people will be attracted to this. We're going to have Goblin again, like you mentioned, Zero to None. Cola is going to be lurking in the bracket, but we're getting into the first match of the evening. It's going to be Nick Riddle taking on Ryan, a best of 3 to kick things off. Bowser versus Muppet Link. Meet.
This will be a good one for sure. This is one of those matchups on paper that obviously, you'd expect Bowser versus a projectile user to not go so well for Bowser, but Nick Riddle very used to this matchup and not only has that Toon Link experience in Florida, but he has a lot of zoner practice online in general. Should be able to be a good force here.
Well, when you take on the life of becoming a main of a character like Bowser, you're no stranger to dealing with zoning characters. So I have every confidence that Nick Riddle has a plan in action, and according to Rise First stock, I think we're seeing it right now.
And already coming into effect. That's the contract you have to sign when you're playing heavy, but Nick Riddle just signing on the dotted line with glee and already back into this second stock. Why just that spot dodge? He could have taken about 30% more.
Right, potentially looking a bit overwhelmed here. Normally, as the Link player in this matchup, you can probably expect to have all the room in the world to throw boomerangs, arrows, and everything else, but there's been no time to even try to go for one of these bomb setups because Nick Riddle is all in his face.
Nick Riddle just eliminating the space inches off on that up smash attempt. Really good shutdown, and just before the down smash could come out, great down air at a disadvantage.
Was punished, down smash, 102 after the hit. He was at 82 when he got hit. That's a shame.
It's one of the most powerful, hard-hitting characters in the entire game. With great weight comes great responsibility, but Nick Riddle already back into the blender here.
A bit of nerves here. That up special was the green light for Nick Riddle to put 48.5% on this first stock. Bowser enjoying being the heaviest character in the game right now. Still hanging on to stock number 148. These up Bs, Brunk. They're getting a little wild now.
That's not going to be enough. Nick Riddle living at 166 and mashes out of the grab before he can get thrown off, but the jab is just going to do the same effect. Back throw should do it.
Cheeky up smash there by Nick Riddle, has plenty of cushion to take game number 1. Why not? Gets the command grab, bounces him off the platform to no avail just yet, but
Not concerned enough about his recovery there. Did well to throw the bomb to just pressure Nick to getting back to the stage, but didn't leave him any room to actually make it back. And without taking that into account, you know, you can feel so pressured, and that's what Nick loves to do. He gets in your face. He often makes you forget about those secondary options.
yeah, that tether grab only goes but so far, my friend. It just felt like Ryan's going, all right, cool, I'm gonna just tether back to the ledge. I'll have a moment to kind of hang there and ponder life itself. Oh wait. And then he finds out what Nick Riddle wants to ban for game number 2.
If I'm recalling correctly, Toon Link's bomb throw actually one of the faster item throws in this game, so it's not the end lag that he had to deal with. I'm sure he probably could have made it back with up special. I think he forgot about it.
I think
The
he just
camera
thought
may
he
have
was
been zoomed
tethering.
in or something. Yeah.
Either that or just the inherent delay of playing online kind of threw him. Who's to say? Who's to say? But we're going into game number 2. No change of characters. Rye with Muppet Link does have the close quarters tools to be able to fend off this nonstop offense from Nick Riddle. I just think it's going to take a pretty considerable mindset shift from Rye to employ some of those moves.
Try to punish that grounding boomerang attempt with the grab. Taking any landing options in this game as Nick Riddle goes way up high for that up air attempt.
Nick Riddle on the ledge for the moment. Neutral get up. A wild forward smash. Punishment could have been worse. Rye gets back into neutral. Boomerang to the back of the face. No follow-up. There's that hero spin coming out. This time it works out. Down A to the stage. Right now, both players, it's looking a lot more even right now.
Rolls in and not turning boomerang actually could have cost him a lot more. Just gets out of the range of that strong hit of down air.
Oh, nice setup attempt there. Dropping forward air. Nick Riddle trying to close out stock number 1. Up specials back onto the stage. Bomb explodes. No harm, no foul. Double jump expended. Gets the positioning, but hero spin again saves the day for Rye.
Dodge to make it back. Rye looked like he was trying to bait a landing option, and that returning boomerang, that could have converted into a grab.
He had the opportunity there. Forward smash, something to that effect on the table. Missed opportunity. Still jockeying for position though. 121 to 112. Neutral air dodge in the forward tilt. Nick Riddle trying to close it out. He's like, I'm trying to get hit in the back with this freaking boomerang.
You have to be aware by the 5th or 6th time it comes through.
Oh, reverse up tilt. You playing Crown? The bomb Acme Dynamite kit this time. Doesn't cost him a stock. Nick Riddle trying to get hands on him.
Look at how much more aggressively Rye is playing. Whenever he has a bomb in hand, he's just going gung-ho, but that should be the end of his first stock. That back throw, dummy powerful.
He grabbed that Muppet by his forehead and just yeeted him off the stage. Up tilt, doing some work. Down air clashes with up smash. Interactions 101.
I thought invincibility helping Nick out, or it did help him out if Rye wasn't able to escape further, but that should be a punish.
Yeah, that's one of those oh no type of situations. 61.5 and a swipe for good measure. He's trying to go for the mistletoe drop kick. Oh! I feel like that should kill. But I digress.
Yeah, it's a creative use of the Bowser bomb there, but I think down air might have been very close, and using that up special to actually drift past the ledge. Oh, yeah.
Clothesline from the sky. That forward air is such a fast move. Definitely one of the best tools Bowser has in the old kit. Side B connects, 43.1, and Nick Riddle.
Ooh.
Nick Riddle's going for it. You
That's
saw
not-
the top 5 plays online last week. He's like, I'm trying to do the same thing.
Now, that's one of those plays you don't go for if it's not on stream. You need that highlight for it to work out.
Or if you got two stocks to play with. Forward smash connects for Ryan. Momentum mounting, one could say.
Through that nair, not baited by that shield.
Necritto, classy and distinguished, opts out of the up special, out of shield option that I believe was there for him. Bomb, right in the face, point blank.
Really seeing up special out of shield at all. He's just respecting Rye's spacing here. Knows that he can get his opportunities in other places.
That forward air hit. Reached around back, I suppose. Up air, not going to be able to take it out. And lag is pretty quick on that down air. First time we're seeing the flame breath come out also. Woo! GG's.
That move's got coverage. It covered the platform, covered the drift back to ledge. I think it would have covered him if he probably went beside the platform to the right. It was, I think he just made his own grave there and had to lay in it.
I think in that matchup, Bronk, the Muppet Link has to win neutral 4 times in a row. Like, it needs to happen often enough to where the Bowser player feels like, oh, when I try to go to do this, this is going to happen. If I try to step out over here, I'm going to eat a boomerang. Like, you need something to slow down the momentum. Because it felt like anytime Nick Riddle just wanted to come in, get it, land with a fair, go for the side B, do anything that he felt like doing, the front door was wide open. And the main job of a zoning character is to make sure characters like Bowser feel very concerned about going for those kind of options.
Absolutely. If you're playing Toon Link against a heavy, you need to be in neutral or advantage at least 80, 85% of the time, because otherwise you take 3 hits, you lose neutral twice, you overcommit once with up special, whether grounded or in the air, and that could be the end of your stock at ungodly percents.
As we saw, one of the stocks he lost the stock at 82 from a down smash, something like that. But a rather quick 3-0 or 2-0. Looking at the updated bracket, Nick Riddle, Ryan. Looks like the winner of that, Nick Riddle, will be going to take on Lade. Not sure if I'm familiar with them.
Lade's New England, I believe, the Lucina Snake Pac-Man player.
That's a set of characters.
Yeah, that's a combination.
That is a set of characters. Inarguably so. How do you land on that? Lucina Snake Pac-Man?
I mean, I'm sure they cover each other well, but they are archetypically as far apart from each other as any 2 characters, any 3 characters in this game.
He printed out the character roster when the game came out and threw 3 darts at it from about 23 feet away, specifically 23 feet. And he's like, all right,
blindfold on.
Yeah. These are my mains.
I'm sure he's happy that it didn't land one spot to the left and give him Marth.
Now, one thing I'm looking forward to from checking out this bracket, we've had some heavy hitters last week. A lot of them have returned, but Wrath, the Sonic main, he's in the bracket tonight, and he looks to be on a collision course to run into Goblin. Seeing that Sonic versus Roy matchup, I would like to see it. It's going to take something of an upset to make sure that doesn't happen, but never know.
Absolutely. But speaking of Sonic Roy, his Georgia compatriot, the #1 overall seed, Cola, who actually took the West bracket last week, still sitting in winners. I know these two have faced off on Wi-Fi so many times, the Quarantine Series, what have you. You name a Wi-Fi tournament, they've probably faced off there.
Securing the bag, so to speak. Actually, as you mentioned, Cola, he is in winners round 2 right now against Splash Daddy and is down a game.
Wow. Interesting.
Very interesting stuff. Curious to know. He must be playing like Bowser Jr. or something. I don't know. I've never seen Splash Daddy either. For all I know, there are a ton of hidden raid bosses out there online, and I think if there was ever an opportunity for a really good Smash Ultimate player that isn't from a popular region, like they're not from SoCal, there isn't there's no abundance of weeklies to go to. There isn't a very large scene. Like, now's the time. Now's the time to get into some of these tournaments like this, to take down the Colas, the Goblins, the Rafts of North America, and kind of put yourself on the map. Because when these locals start opening back up and these majors and regionals start to happen again, I'm curious to see where the pecking order shifts. It's going to be cool.
Absolutely. Like, this is the first time I've ever heard of Splash Daddy as well, but taking a game off of Cola, never mind the fact that it's winners round 2, that's a statement in and of itself. And in this type of field where like a quarter is PGR caliber and another quarter is regional PR, and even after that there's some hard hitters, you really cannot take any opponent lightly.
No, you cannot. Hopefully, maybe Cola got caught slipping. Who knows? Looks like the next match will be, we're going to follow Nick Riddle, who will be taking on Lade. Should be a good one. Cool. So Nick Riddle's back in the lobby. I guess we just need to get Lade.
Can we say that? Can we say that live?
I mean, it's an objectively correct statement.
You're not wrong. I don't think that's the end of it. I don't think that's the issue.
Bronca, I saw an opportunity.
Fair enough.
I mean, lightning had to strike. That's all. But Lade has entered the lobby.
Saw Nick Riddle already dispose of one zoner in the form of a Toon Link. If Lade decides to go with the Snake or with the Pac-Man, we could be seeing another head-to-head like that.
As Bowser? I honestly would rather, I don't know. I was about to say, I'd rather deal with Pac-Man than Lucina if I'm Bowser, because Lucina's range, it's pretty easy to exploit in this matchup. Whereas Pac-Man has to know what they're doing. Lade probably knows what they're doing.
Oh, no doubt. Town and City just placing down the hydrant and making use of that windbox for the water. Lade trying for that cheeky F smash.
Drop in forward there, quite the workhorse. Desperate times. Look, I'm up against Pac-Man. I'm going for the Spinaroonie. Charge up the bonus fruit.
We didn't really see it at all against the Toon Link, but already using it right away, and that grab out of shield again, just punishing Lade's overextensions.
Sometimes you got to pose that threat early. Like, this is something that can happen. Up till dealing with the hydrant and the return of the stage. Grab range just short, forward smash, wild option. Slightly punished.
Landing back air, and this time makes it around the Galaxian, trading with that forward air.
Nick's doing a very solid job so far at the beginning of this best of 3 series. The bell's out, though.
Dancing back and forth into that up smash.
Blast zone's pretty high on Town and City. There's the yoink. There's the yeet. Bowser heavy enough to stick around, though. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna say every other character in the game could have lived that, but it's not gonna matter at all. One costly air from Nick, he's gonna be gone from his first stock.
That forward tilt is an amazing 2-frame option, so Lade might be counting lucky stars every time he grabs the ledge. Key just gets shut out the window. Okay.
Forward air gets through that hydrant.
Lade read the down air option, shields through that, gets back into the advantage state. Nick Riddle. Fruit's good for you.
Away the orange. This time goes for that grab, and he just got eviscerated. There's no chance you're living at 141.
Try the angle away from the platform. That's about the most you're going to be able to do in that situation. Not enough, but still, Lade is enjoying a 107.1% lead on the second stock. Bell in hand. And oh no! Whoo!
As the bell again doesn't drop shield, but does manage to recollect.
Drop in forward air, again connecting for Nick Riddle. Lade rolls onto the stage. Not the option that time. Drops in with the back air, though. Charges up the bonus fruit. Nick Riddle trying to keep pressure on before that bad boy gets charged back up. Still got ourselves a game.
Time Lade has the key in hand, not going for the bell, going for the more direct route. Dislodging the hydrant, did really well to get that shield pressure going, but didn't go in for the grab.
Blade appearing to struggle with closing out this second stock. This is theoretically where Pac-Man can struggle. Some of these higher percentage setups, the key, if that connects, like a lot of his kill options, you can kind of see coming from a mile away.
Oh yeah, but
if you get
cannot
caught spot dodge,
grab.
That's an oof. Yeah, that's one of those. Oh right, Pac-Man. Yeah, you can't do the oof. Oh, bit of offense going here. What did that hydrant ever do to Nick Riddle? It looked personal. Back air, puts him off to the side.
Actually goes through. Nick actually going behind the hydrant this time. Doesn't want to get pushed forward.
Neutral air dodge not hanging on long enough. There's the bell. Platform was out. We could have seen a cheeky up smash or some kind of galaxy brain play. Not to be this time. Nick Riddle runs up. It's the shield button.
I smashed a bit early, but still early enough to the point where he can go back into advantage.
Fruit and a hydrant combo. A lighter character might be out of there. We're rolling now, bro. We're on a roll.
Not enough, even with all that rage.
He threw that from downtown. There's another yoink and yeet. Now, whenever I see Pac-Man Bronx, the first thing I always check for is to see if they've signed the contract, the contract where if you drop the hydrant, you got to do a forward smash after. And you know, you run into Pac-Man play. I'd say 80% of the Pac-Mans I run into online, when they drop the hydrant, no matter what, they have to land next to it and hit it with a forward smash. Like, it's insane. Next time you run into one in quick play, everyone watching, get ready to punish that read, and you're gonna be like, wow, they really do that, huh?
Oh, absolutely. It feels almost instinctive. You know, I'm fortunate enough to main a character with a reflector, and I know you are as well, but even in the absence of that, you can sort of just duck under it as it arcs, and I think Nick Riddle's sort of acutely aware of that. Bowser's pretty tall, so I don't know if he might be able to duck under that without crouching, but Blade just mixes up that so well, not only using the hydrant as a landing option, but going to the other side, already having the bell pulled as opposed to pulling it on the way down. This is a man who's prepared, who knows the matchup, and who has these setups well in advance.
Yeah, Blade's defensive options seem to come out the most when that hydrant does come down. He's mainly looking to get space, charge up the bonus fruit, as one should in this matchup. And I really feel like he made use of a wide range. A lot of times you'll see a Pac-Man player explicitly just go for the bell or just go for the Galaga ship. But no, we saw a pretty good range of things.
Yeah, he went for the orange at times. He went for the apple at least once.
Oh, air dodge puts him in a bit of a jam. Neutral get up. That's going to get cooked. Lady said, keep your down air, buddy.
Takes out the air and goes for that quick strawberry this time. Missed tech from Nick Riddle as well. Could have found the grab, just extended that. Oh, wow.
I'll take interactions for 400, Alex. Paves the way for Lay to get stocked numero uno.
How he just hit him right into that water, and continuing with his Galaxian combo, you blink and you miss Nick Riddle taking 49%.
Offense starting to mount up here for Lade. Hydrant goes down. There's the forward. I think he was actually aiming for Nick Riddle there, but it's just funny that he would forward smash the Hydrant. Double back air. Lady tries to go bowling with the orange. Not to be. For the 2-frame also. This is a solid stage, one would think, for Bowser in this matchup. You're fighting in very close quarters, but it's actually been Lade who's just thrown out non-stop offense.
Lane not even needing the fruits for these early percent combos, already taking Nick Riddle to 73, escorting him from side to side.
Woo. Down air doesn't connect. Oh no, that stings.
That's insult to injury.
Get up attack, no one home. Blade runs up. Looking for the 3-stock with that directional air dodge. Forward smash was out there. Catch! And the size 17 and a half. I mean, look how big that foot is.
And those are some serious tins he found himself on the wrong end of. I mean, he took 92% that entire. It wasn't even like he was living to, some crazy percent in that first stock. He just wasn't taking damage at all. Did a great job of transitioning from neutral to advantage, not overextending. I think he overextended once in the second stock and got grabbed for it. But other than that, that's a near perfect game from Lade.
And the double-edged nature of going to a stage like Smashville made itself readily apparent, because I would think Nick Riddle's frame of mind was like, okay, this is a zoning character. I just did really well against this young Link by keeping constant pressure on. Small stage is going to allow me to stay in this guy's face. It's going to be real hard for him to drop a hydrant if I'm slapping him around with a fair the whole time. And actually ended up being him wanting space, him wanting to try to keep Pac-Man off of him. And he's like, oh, wait, I don't have the breathing room that I had on game number 1.
Absolutely not.
It's always interesting to see aggressive Pac-Man play, because it's so rare. In terms of matchup experience, you're like, because I really do like Lade kind of took the fight to him. It's not. I didn't feel Lade just sat on the other side of the stage charging behind a hydrant. Like he's putting in work.
Oh, he went toe to toe with Bowser, and there's not many characters in the game that can do that. Never mind of the zoner archetype. Lade, of course, Pac-Man. That's the biggest difference from Pac-Man from Smash 4 to Ultimate. He can get in your face. He's a quote-unquote zoner, but when it comes to, his normals, a lot of the time going in with approaching fair, high recovery, high option coverage with back air, he can really, exploit a lot of opponents' weaknesses that he couldn't before.
Yeah, Pac-Man's normals, I think they're highly underrated. Highly underrated. Next matchup, Cola was able to bring it back against Splash Daddy and win winners round 2 in 2-1 fashion. So next up, we're going to see Cola take on Tam. So they are en route to the stream. Are you familiar with Tam? It's another player I do not believe I've had the pleasure of seeing.
Once again, first time I've heard of Tam, but making it 2 rounds, even with the help of a DQ there, taking down the number 9 seed in Frog, who is, I believe, PR'd within their own region. I mean, that's a solid win already, although Cola is on a whole nother level.
Yeah, that can be the gift and the curse of winning in bracket. It's like, oh man, like I'm not going 0-2. This feels pretty good. Like, keep playing.
Yeah.
Keep playing, because sooner or later you're going to run into one of these roadblocks. And Cola is extremely well versed in Wi-Fi. This is an individual who, you watch any kind of competitive Smash in the past month or so, you know what this guy is capable of. And he can do it to you with Cloud. He can explode you with Roy. And it doesn't even seem like he picks characters based on particular matchups. It just seems like he's like, I feel like playing Roy.
Absolutely. We saw it last week. He was counterpicking after he won games. He would win with Roy, said, nah, that wasn't dominant enough. Let me go Cloud. Let me go Snake. I found some weakness that even though I won, I didn't exploit to the extent that I wanted to. And as you said, with how small and how saturated this bracket is today, you're going to be running into a PGR player in like round 2 or round 3 if you're lucky.
On the other side,
if you're Tam, might as well get it out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just another human being that you're going up against. If you just objectively look at the game and do your best, you never know. But I wouldn't hang my hat on too many decisive conclusions about my level of play after playing Cola. It's like, well, that is Cola. Yeah. On the other side of the bracket, Goblin was able to get past Hisoka 96, and he awaits the winner of Wrath and Tumultus, another CFL staple.
That's a Mr. Fundies himself.
I think we're just waiting on Cola. He's not in the back dressing room getting his rhinestone vest on. Oh, did you ever get that new vest?
I haven't.
No.
No.
The top hat came in though, right? The top hat came in.
I hate now. I have to check the stream and see if you've added the thing, but
I'm. You know, you're in luck. I'm not running production tonight, so you're in luck.
Right.
But if it happens, I mean, who knows? Who knows?
No,
the night is young.
At the very least, I know who to blame for it if it does.
That's fair. That's fair. Where is Cola? Looking at other parts of the bracket, Ned is fighting someone named Duck Pony. It's a name. 0 to None, who ran into Cola a couple of times last week. It's one up over Awesome John. Saw someone enter and then they left. Okay.
This looks like Cola, by the way. Yeah, that's it.
I don't. What was his name? His name last week was like a fraction or something like that.
Oh yeah, it was like number 1/4 or whatever.
Yeah. Splash Daddy down in losers. Game over D12. Nick Riddle taking on Inkai.
Okay.
I guess that's him. I guess we're getting into it.
And the Cloud Ditto to begin this one.
Didn't Final Fantasy VII Remake come out today?
It's either today or tomorrow. It's very near. Maybe it's just an early celebration.
Well, Tam found the B button on his controller. And look at him go.
Of course, Cloud Up Special, one of those rare moves that's punishable by itself.
Oh, here catch. This is one of the more interesting dittos because I feel like Cloud is probably one of the best characters to get at a disadvantage. Like his hitboxes and priorities. It's like, no, I feel like doing this forward tilt, buddy. I'm back in neutral. And when you go up against the exact same character that can do that as well, it comes down to just raw fundamentals.
Completely agree. There's a lot of intricacy to limit counterplay, but Tan getting that 2-frame with the dash attack before limit even comes out. This time, that up special just before limit goes on, so still has it.
Seeing the beginnings of Roy making their appearance in this best of 3. Limit charge up for Tam, who's at 102 down there. Gonna get shielded up, but oh boy. These up specials have been getting Tam out of some sticky situations.
Going into that dash attack, not even attempting that sliding up smash.
Solid spacing from Cola there at these back airs, but it's a forward air. Now we're fishing for the right hit. There it is. Limit charged up. Catch.
Oh my goodness, Cola already bringing us back. Another conversion and lands right into that cross slash.
Had the time to shield up after that. Neutral air trying to cover to get up attack options. Suddenly this game is evened up and now in favor of Cola. Tam has the limit charged up. How does he want to spend it? Bounces his skull off the stage courtesy of that forward air from Cola and the remix.
Timer's running and has to get rid of it at some point.
Oh, that's tough. That's a valuable resource you're doing without their dash attack. Gets the stock advantage for Cola.
Amazing pressure from Cola, just getting him into that 50-50, whether he was jumping out of shield or just going to spot dodge, and got him lounging in place.
These dash attacks for both players have just been brutal at the ledge. Up tilt, gets shielded up. Position. Yeah, you haven't really seen up smash play too big a role in this matchup. Given how fast it is nowadays, that's a bit of a surprise to me.
Dancing back and forth. Tam taking the time to get limit almost all the way.
Tam wanted the stage advantage. It's the blade beam go. Someone home. Ooh, Cola stuck facing the wrong way. Tam seizes the opportunity.
Rare misstep from the #1 seed here today, and Tam takes advantage, although having said that, it is going to be Tam who's just stuck in disadvantage, has no chance to even get that limit out.
I'm starting to battle back. Found the B button. Forward air gets stuffed out. Cola with the limit charged up. Breakout moment here if this connects. Side B, neutral B, or otherwise.
The climb hazard putting Cola up to 70.
Spot dodge, up special. Not connecting. Tam with the forward air, gets the back air as well. And, ooh!
Cola's out of a jump. Yeah, he's not making that back.
Wow. You know, I was thinking one of the interesting things about this matchup is you don't really have to worry about getting your recovery shorted. It's like Cloud can do some very basic edge guarding, like, you know, run off the stage, hit a nair or something like that. But one of the biggest foils that Cloud has as a character is predictable, exploitable recovery. And it was really cool to see Tam kind of hold that card, you know, in the back pocket until the end of that game before he really decided to start running off and putting pressure out there. Cool stuff.
Unquestionably, you could tell that first air dodge, he had already gotten his jump taken from him and did really well, a valiant effort to try and make it back, but there's just so little you can do besides a couple of timing mix-ups. And in the end, Tam's, you know, he knows his own character inside and out. If he knows how to use it, he knows how to exploit it.
I theorized when the first stock was taken that we would see Roy for game number 2, and hello. I didn't expect that.
Actually, Roy might have a tough time perhaps getting outranged by Cloud, especially on the ground. So with Snake, you have someone who doesn't even need to play that way at all, can just play his own game.
It's got to be a feather in the old cap. It's like, hey, I went into a best of 3 against Cola. We did the Cloud ditto, and then he changed off of Cloud.
With that downer, actually going to activate the grenade.
Yeah, it looks like the game plan is just insert shenanigans here with these grenades to break up some of these offensive chains. Tam still managing to put together. The old 1-2, Nikita missile. Almost connected.
Until to get Cola off. This time air dodges low. Has to expend that limit to make it back.
Nice patience there from Tam. Waits out for one of the last possible moments to get that back air out. Doesn't secure stock number 1, however. Cola fishing for a potential up tilt. No, it's the forward tilt combo. And the light show begins at the ledge.
And the effect of some of those fireworks. That raw bear from Cola.
That back air is meatier than some may suspect.
Thin hurtbox as well, so providing little opportunity for a counterattack.
Tam looking at this first stock, 150, is like, all right, I need an up smash. Maybe at this percentage, a dash attack.
Oh, yeah.
Huh, there it is. Don't get caught browsing up there by that platform buster.
And able to evade the C4, but Tam still sitting in shield.
No tech. Having up air. It's on the house. Dash attack that gets shorted. Down tilt, one of the more underrated moves of Snake's kit. Not connecting. And I gotta say, Brunk, Tam is really keeping pace with Cola here.
He's really going blow for blow and falling behind, but not too far behind. And with this help of Limit, I think he'd probably make it back and maybe even take the second stock first if he finds an early use of this Limit.
Oh, grenade actually comes back to bite Cola. Tam reaching for the side B, just outside range. Spot dodge up special, gets him back in a neutral, but oh! Now. Watch your forehead there, Tam. Actual air dodge puts him in the harm's way. Dash attack sends Tam off to the ledge. Up special play, broken up by the grenade.
Spot dodge to avoid the dash attack. Again, Cola facing in the reverse direction, grenade in hand, and nearly got the back air off the platform.
Special and the down air covering a range of space. Tam gets back on stage though. On this last stock. Back air, not near the ledge enough to do it. And Cola's gonna have to play this one by the numbers. Or else he's taking an early trip down to the loser side of the bracket. Oh! Cola, Snake said, well, when are y'all remaking Metal Gear Solid? Like, get this cloud out of here.
Maybe when Kojima decides to. You'll have to ask him. I think things got even more troublesome when he got hit with the first Nikita and did well to make it back the first time, but again, that air dodge only provides so much distance and so much intangibility. And Cola just used the Nikita not to go after him, but to just lounge in place by that ledge. If he wasn't going directly back to the stage, he was just costing him his final stock.
Seeing Tam go over to selecting, but only Tam, which leads me to think that maybe we're seeing a character change and we're going back to the same stage. I honestly don't feel like Tam... the last part of that game, dealing with the Nikitas felt rough. But I don't think he was necessarily blown out to the point where he should start looking into the character pool.
I don't think so either. Tam was, he was down at multiple times, but again, it never felt like there was some unovercomable. There wasn't any flaw in the matchup that couldn't have been overcome. Again, Tam did well in disadvantage to a point until the very end, and in advantage state, he found his opportunities some of the time. That wasn't any flaw of the character himself. There were options that he could have picked and didn't that probably could have extended better. Perfect. Cola didn't play perfect. It's just that one of them played better than the other.
Yeah, the only reason why I would think a character change could be in the cards here is just, I think back to moments when Tam connects the up special and the grenade explodes. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to get consistent momentum and rhythm going when you have to worry about that grenade literally coming out at frame 1. So that argument I can see. But it does look like we're going to see the same characters. Wonder what stage we're going to this time.
3, 2, 1, go!
Interesting pick. Another one of those stages that both Cloud and Snake get a great deal of utility from. C4 doing a lot of work on covering the platforms, but the use of Climb Hazard to go directly to the top instead of mixing up with other landing options might be a bit appreciated on Tam's side.
There had to be a part of Cola that was like, wait, you're trying to take Snake to Snake the battlefield? Okay. This is one of his best stages in my humble opinion, so we'll see if this gambit pays off for Tam. Has a slight lead for the moment, so perhaps so.
Atmospheric damage, and all of a sudden he's up 50%. Really early, doing a great job of shutting him down. Tam's out of a jump.
That's a shame. You hate to see that. Cola put the long time charging that up smash, trying to wait out the in-one frames, empty hop, fishes for an up tilt, doesn't connect. Tam buys his way back in with a side B. Needs to get rid of this stock before he starts to fall too far behind, but the throw into the grenade combo. Cola's warming up.
Disengaged, but again, Tam had that jump the entire time. He didn't land.
Dude, if he actually got that, I would have lost it. 5 head plays. You had the read, just the DI keeps the highlight reel from becoming a full-on thing.
Dash tag fully yet to be touched on this second stock. 2 grenades, he had to pick one up as he jumped from ledge. It's sort of a game of pick your poison here.
It's a minefield. Down throw, past 160. Say hello to your new stock. There's a grenade. Once again, posing himself to be quite the menace. Tam runs up, gets the grab, doesn't want to try to trigger another explosion to break up his offense. No tech, gets the roll towards the right, no punish.
There he has a jab coming through and giving him limits, so he has to air dodge back. Oh, wow!
Get off that Cypher, buddy. Let it go.
First couple hits wasn't enough to break him out, but by the end, Snake was leaving that screen in a hurry.
It's like, I prefer my GoPro drone anyway. There's it down there, gets the spike. Actually, at low percentages, a lot of spikes. Do more harm than good. Cola runs up, shields the blade beam. Hot potato, literally. Oh. Down tilt, tries to catch him with the up air and up tilt. And fully on deck, there he goes. One thing I can say is, outside of getting that second stock, Tam hasn't done the most, gotten the most value added limit, but still very doable.
Problem is, Tam's playing the rest of this game in up tilt percent, so has to be wary of that. Only a couple more percent. Now he can't even get grabbed. Now he can't even make it back. Tam, in the end, is going to fall 2-1 to Cola. Great stuff from the PGR, and then overall #1 seed here today. Really good job of adapting to a lot of offstage habits. And Cola, that is the mark of a top player. He didn't fall too far behind. He made things look a bit sketchy at times, but he always made it back and reset neutral at least 80-85% of the time.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly a steamroll at any point. I really did like the setup that we saw where Cola went for the forward air spike on the right side of the stage last game. Cool to see it. It's always cool to see setups like that from Snake players. But Tam put up quite the fight. I'm not sure where they're from or, you know, how competitive they are or are not. But that was a heck of a show.
Regardless, that's 2 sets in a row for Cola where he actually dropped game 1, then switched to Snake and took the rest of the set. So the Roy and the Cloud not working out so much. It's been his Snake that's been doing the damage for him.
Interesting stuff. Very fascinating. On other portions of the bracket, 0 to None and Sharp are in game 3 of Winners Quarterfinal, which is what we just had. Ned and Lade are in game number 3. Wrath Goblin, I do believe, are on net next. And I am the excites.
I'm excited as well. This is one of the potential matches that you alluded to, and it looks like we're finally going to see it here.
Yeah, Sonic is one of those love-hate characters for me where I enjoy playing Sonic aggressively. It's just when I run into what I call 8.8 Sonics online, I hate the character.
No doubt.
And you might 8.8. I call them that because homing attack does 8.8% at the beginning of the game. So it's just like, all right, I'm just gonna have to deal with homing attack all game.
Times that's just how it is. But if there's someone out there in this world who knows how to face Roy as Sonic, it better be Wrath with the amount of in-state practice he has against not only Cola, but a lot of other players in the Southeast. And again, Roy's not too uncommon, so you better know this matchup as a Sonic player.
Yeah, because I feel like in this matchup, in some instances and ways, Roy is actually the faster character in terms of if you're trying to whiff punish Roy, he can get that second hitbox out to you in time to where you're like, oh wait, actually they were safe on that. Now I'm punished. Sonic doesn't really have the same efficiency in that regard. It's like if you land with a neutral air, you can forward tilt or something like that. Or if you roll, you can certainly be evasive. But in terms of stopping whiff punishes from happening, a Roy can chop him up.
Question. And again, if you miss space, one homing attack, one spin dash, even with a faulty landing on down air, perhaps Roy is fast enough on the ground to cover the distance. And Goblin, one of the most gung-ho offensive, careless. I don't want to say careless because that's obviously carries a negative connotation, but it seems almost at times that he doesn't even consider the potential downsides in going in. He's reckless in a good way, I think we should call it.
He goes ham. He goes ham. Very tenacious. He really likes to go hard. I'm curious to see how Wrath slows that down, because I would say of the main Sonics that I've seen, Wrath is one of the more defensive, tactical minded Sonics. And I'm curious to see how often we see the side B from Goblin, because I think in neutral, a lot of times, if Sonic is getting pressured, they'll try to spot dodge and then do like a jab combo, like just something to get their opponent off of them, and then they can kind of set up again with spins and whatnot. But Roy's side B is going to persist through that spot dodge, and if he gets caught at the ledge at 78, it's probably a stock.
No question. Sonic's a middleweight character, so double-edged dance isn't going to be, it's not going to be killing at 60 or so, but at 75, 80, it has to be always aware of it. And if it gets set up into via jab, if Wrath finds himself down and has to go to, of course, Goblin's counterpick at any point late in the set, we could really see some damage be put on. If we do go to, as you said, a town, a Yoshi's, a stage with very small side blast zones.
Now, considering that both of these players have a wealth of experience offline and online, who do you think has the advantage going into the online environment with the Roy Sonic matchup?
It's different because you sort of have to account for both of these players' individual play styles. It's not, top level Sonic X versus top level Roy Y. It's Goblin and Wrath. And Wrath, of course, I think, again, just having that practice with Kolob probably gives him a slight edge here. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if this tilts in either one's favor.
Yeah, and I'm not too familiar with I don't think there are any super prominent Sonics in CFL. I could be 100% wrong on that. But just from the top of my head, I'm not able to think of one. So maybe in terms of matchup experience, Wrath is going to be incredibly versed in the Roy matchup, whereas maybe Goblin doesn't have that same access to the top level Sonic play. So that could be an advantage. Both players now have sauntered their way into the lobby. So I do believe we're going to be getting game number 1 underway. Goblin, Wrath, Roy, Sonic. Let's go.
Get it on. Wrath already, no hesitation, right into the arena, right into the PS2. Of the two, Wrath's opening gambits really sets the tone for the first stock, and by extension, the rest of the match. However he decides to move in the first 10 seconds, it's going to be how Goblin adapts and how Wrath changes his game plan, if at all.
Yeah, one of the toughest challenges that Wrath is going to have in this matchup is trying to read what Wrath does if he shields the homing attack. Because we just saw there the air dodge got him out of the attempt at a punish from Goblin. But if Goblin gets hip to that and just steps forward and lands a forward smash or something, that's an early stop.
Angle double-edged dance going to send Wrath back down. Excellent spot dodge, but just out of range of that forward air.
Forward air not working out for Goblin this time. Spring keeping him off the side. And trying to apply pressure further still.
Sort of a lesser of two evils situation with Goblin when you have to land with that dash attack. Definitely preferable to the boys back.
I didn't account for the neutral air being a potential foil to these approaches from Sonic, but definitely worked out for him there. Up special with its armor is going to be another problem that Wrath might have to get his head around. Tries to fake him out, cancels the dash with the down air. Goblin's ready.
Roy can really deal with Sonic well if he manages to get something out of the parry, but again, that requires Wrath, and that requires him to make counter adjustments, mix up his timings that much more.
Yeah, I really think the side B is going to be the wave for Wrath here. It's just, it's one of the moves that require the least amount of precision for Roy. You also can't get grabbed at the ledge there. Sonic's back throw will kill you, as Goblin's now made well aware. Oh!
Toss up with that homing attack, and looks like him going through has him trapped on the platform.
I really like some of these stall tactics from Wrath, because we saw he cancels out of the dash with the down air, and Goblin's shield went down to like 50% for free. So I do think if Wrath kind of fakes Goblin out with a few of those, he's going to be able to start the poke through shield, going to be able to apply pressure and really get his offense going.
Balls to the platform. Goblin not being the one to engage here.
Homing attack gets him around the assault attempt. You think Goblin's having fun right now?
Depends how masochistic Goblin is.
You think he's having fun playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch? Made by the good folks over there at Nintendo right now?
Perhaps. Just to hear.
Going for the tootsies with these down tilts. Jump up neutral air, sends them sky high. Back air looking to finish the job. No avail. Oh. Roy picking some of the hedgehog quills out of his chest, but then the spin and a forward air combo picks up stock number 2.
That's just so strange because Goblin overcommitted with jab. It wasn't like he overcommitted with a smash attack or a tilt that you might expect. Sonic just able to go under that with a spin dash and took him off the side because of it.
Woo! They're in the back air chain. Wrath has that down to a science. Drop in neutral air.
Oh, dodge through that one. Applying a bit of shield pressure, but Wrath sustaining all 3 hits.
Oh. It's the side B in the back air combination. Wrath covering the ledge. Forward tilt probably would have picked up stock number 2.
Tempting that gimp.
Antics. Woo! Doesn't get the beefy hit off of that. Spring gets Wrath back on. Here we are in neutral. Roy's got to deal with this stock now if he wants to try to pick up game number 1.
Above that
Run
there,
up
but
forward tilt.
he's spending so much time off stage, and in that face of that F tilt, still living, but not after that. Wrath cleans it up very nicely. A 2-stock to take game 1.
I think a lot of people sleep on the strength of that forward tilt from Sonic. It is a relatively fast move. Doesn't have a ton of min lag and has decent kill power.
You sleep at that move to your own peril. The fact that he steps forward and then steps back, which a lot of characters have moves where they either don't commit forward and just don't use the full extent of their range, or they do commit forward and can be easily outspaced. Sonic really has the best of both worlds there because, while it may not have perhaps the best safety on shield, and it's got average speed, it does have decent kill power, and the fact that you can just commit, go in and out without too much trouble if your opponent's not shielding is definitely a solid advantage.
Definitely would agree. Watching that game, I have to feel that Wrath playing against Sonic online It's tough because your reaction window against this character just conceptually is pretty small. So when you add in the fundamental delay of playing online, it's going to be that much more narrow, or you have to be able to read like you're from the future.
In the absence of some of those predictions, as you mentioned, it just makes a tough task even tougher, and Wrath definitely cognizant of that with how many spin dashes and approaches he's going for.
Ooh. Knuckle sandwich awaits Goblin back at the ledge. Forward tilt, puts him on the ground. There's the parry, but follow-up hitboxes get him through. Nice short hop back here at the ledge.
Air dodge to go high, rebounding off the spring, it looks like.
Welcome to the spring yard zone. Uh-oh. Ooh, I thought there would have been a window to get a sizable punish. Wasn't to be. I almost want to say Rash should just run in when, or Goblin should run in when Rash starts doing that, because he's been canceling that out a lot with down air and just wasting the shield. You might just want to run up and uppercut him when he's doing all those jazz hand maneuvers.
Yeah, with the removal of shield canceling, it's sort of Sonic's backup, decommit, abort option, and the amount of space that Goblin's giving him, it looks like he's been able to go for it on multiple occasions, consecutive spring gimps, but Goblin, by some miracle, able to make it back.
Down B into jump forward air. Wrath again come away with the stock lead, which is not where you want to be if you're playing against Sonic.
And once again, that double-edged dance perfectly snuffed out by Wrath.
Just feels like these shorter hitboxes from Roy are really making it difficult for him to get in and mount any kind of offense. Wrath is just, he's a pro at being able to dance around people's threat boxes with Sonic and just kind of nickel and diming people.
Spot dodge perfectly as he
go.
bounced off the stage. Quick use of the F smash, and with one swing of the blade, he's back into this.
Solid read there from Goblin. One of the few instances where he is going to get a free punish, he has to be able to have the sharp timing on the spot dodges against that. Spring gets Wrath out of there, though. Starting to look more and more doable for Goblin, but... Oh! No way! Now, Brock, do you like to see that, or do you hate to see it?
I mean, you never like to see that if you're in Goblin's corner here.
I'm liking to agree. Up air chain, 54.3 racked up in a hurry on his third stock. And Goblin might just want it all to stop at this point.
Again, and he's threatening with that forward air or the spring grin,
Uh-oh.
forcing him to go high. Oh, that air dodge.
Yeah, he was done. He was done.
Or just had enough.
And I can't say I necessarily blame him. I understand.
It's just a test of will whenever you have to face Sonic. We saw him get that hard read with the spot dodge into F smash, and it's not like it's undoable. It's not impossible. It's just difficult and requires a lot of patience because, again, you can't win this match playing your game. You have to adjust to what Sonic's doing and punish him for trying to play his game instead of taking your own game plan and overwhelming Sonic.
All the more difficult a challenge online. With that, Wrath will advance to the meet Ned in the winner's semifinal. On the other side, we have a grand finals rematch of Cola and 0 to None. Not sure if we're jumping over to that one or not. I believe we are. Now, I've really become a fan of 0 to None. His Zelda play is some of the most exemplary you're going to find in North America. He's a player that definitely utilizes the full zoning merit of Zelda, but he doesn't just like spam neutral B. And he's no stranger to being able to box up close with the character that most would probably regard as not one you want to do that with. So it's always exciting to see him play.
I think there's a notable difference between online Zelda and Elite Smash Zelda. The former is 0 to none. You know, he does take some zoning tools into account. You know, he may go for Phantom a bit more often than he would offline, but he doesn't spam a particular option. He doesn't get in your face, you know, hope that the lag dissuades his opponent from really attempting anything, and doesn't rely on timing mix-ups to the extent that other Zeldas might. He goes in with solid setups, knowing his own game plan, adapting to whatever his opponent's game plan is, and in the case of Cola, just shutting off, you know, if he's going for Cloud or Roy, stopping him from getting in. If he's going against Snake, stopping these projectiles from becoming a full-on war.
We'll see if he's going to be up to the challenge or not. I think if I'm him, I personally would rather deal with Roy. Second Cloud. I haven't seen a ton of Zelda versus Snake. I don't think I'm alone in that. But I feel like that is an incredibly weird matchup. I think it would end up with both players just hitting the B button, unsure of really what to do with themselves.
I can definitely see that. The fact that, you know, grenades will make it really difficult to even get half-charged Phantoms, never mind fully charged Phantoms out, unless Zelda's at the ledge. And even then, up smash can threaten, Kita can threaten, a couple of tools to hit below the ledge, such as down tilt, down smash can threaten from Snake. So again, you know, Zelda has to spend a lot of her time being wary of certain setups, but as Snake, you have to spend that equally being so cautious of what Zelda's throwing back at you.
Very true. Cola's made their way in. See who the character select is going to be. I would imagine if we do see Snake that Cola would be more the aggressor just off the merit of dash attack alone, but it is going to be Cloud. We are going to see Final Fantasy VII versus Breath of the Wild. The rematch from last week. Let's go.
One thing that does really work into Cloud's favor in this matchup is the fact that grounded F tilt outspaces Nehru's love. So again, if he goes for that neutral B, which we already saw 0 to none doing from the start, I mean, Cola, that's a free limit for him. I don't think he's complaining.
Yeah, he's like, that's cute. We saw some shenanigans to that extent last week from 0 to none, and within 30 seconds after, there was always some kind of response from Cola. Cola trying to pick and choose his moments to go in, waiting in with aerials, gets the back air chain going, has limit charged yet again thanks to this passive offensive style. 0 to none showing.
Just enough legend boom. This time 0 to none goes in with that dash attack, but a couple of up airs from Cola, and this is looking really troublesome for 0 to none.
Yeah, one of the characters in this game they're gonna be able to reliably get a hitbox out to you is gonna be Cloud. So knowing the right distance to try to charge up these knights is gonna be very important for 0 to none.
Fire had enough time to shield before getting a bit more limit charge.
Batter up. Limit almost here, now here. Forward air, catches him. Ooh! Return to sender. No one's lost stock just yet, but Cola has a sizable percentage lead. One dash attack, one solid hit is all it takes.
That being said, that limit charge blade beam being reflected hasn't dissuaded him much. Caught in that Din's Fire has to use the jump.
Yeah, excellent play there by 0 to none. Using the knight as bait to force out the shield. Just the free back throw, 10% more. That might be the stock. Directional air dodge gets Cole out of one situation and into another. And Din's fire. Hello, goodbye.
Full set up by that Zelda
Ooh.
down smash as Cola manages to even it out, but Zelda down smash is a slept-on move in the face of all her other up-close and personal tools. It's frame 5, which, again, it's down smash. You're not necessarily going to be using it out of shield that way, but it's quick, and when your opponent doesn't need to cover in, and you're at that percent where it may be able to kill, you know, a lot of opponents don't even see it coming.
It's definitely one of those offbeat moves that you don't expect. Side B, going to get punished with a dash attack. Knight facing the other way.
Spaces that get up attack, not connecting with that up tilt, but still in with the dash attack.
Neutral B starting to have more of a part to play for 0 to none in these neutral exchanges. Starting to get him back into things. Side B. Off-stage staple for Cloud doesn't work out this time. Din's fire breaks up the limit charge. What's the punish off of that forward smash? Nothing, as it turns out.
Not even going for the climb hazard, attempting to grab, but it's no matter. He found his way back to stage pretty effortlessly.
Just wants to send 0 to none off the side so we can charge up the limit a bit more. Oh, bop.
Goodbye.
He said, keep your knight, I'll keep your stock.
Okay.
Strong hit, quick answer back. Been the story of game number 1 between these two players. This is a best of 5, remember. I said a neutral air working out for 0 to none, no follow up though. Ooh!
Cole is just making his presence known. 6 to 91 in terms of percents, and already with limit, that trade with the up air only benefiting Cole here.
Oh, that will do it. That will most certainly do it. Yeah, it's one of those moments where 0 to None's gonna have to make some adaptations to their neutral play. A lot of times you'll see Zelda, you know, use the knight to cover their return to the stage. And Cola was like, well, it'd be a shame. It would be very unfortunate if I just ran up at you with this side B. What happens then?
As soon as that last stock started, how quickly did that turn into a one-sided affair? Cola just shut 0 to none down instead of, you know, it's Zelda, you'd expect the opposite. 0 to none found openings, but wasn't able to convert too hard. Overextended once and wasn't really punished, but again, after that, just miss after whiff after Aaron attack.
Yeah, a known trait. These top level players are the amount of opportunities they deny. It's like you give them one opening, a lesser player maybe gets 30% off of that. Player like Cole is probably going to get 80. And it just means the neutral exchange, the neutral options you have available to yourself, the times you can get some damage in, your punish game has to match or exceed. Otherwise, you are going to find yourself getting blown up like that in the blink of an eye.
Having said that, it's 0 to none who's looking for better too thus far, already getting in with that S-Smash.
Passive bait there from Cola, forced out the neutral B. Worrying about the blade beam, gives Cola the opening up special. Just to get some distance, jump over the knight, gets the forward air.
Again, good trade for 0 to none, and Cola has to use that air dodge to make it back. He has to jump, but right into that lightning kick. Amazing frame trap from 0 to none.
Yeah, that there did not look to be too many ways out of that one. Either land in front of the knight or find an aerial for you on the platform. Forward air, we've seen quick answer backs through all of game 1. Do we see it here? Seemingly not.
It's making that so discomforting trying to land with that Phantom in the face of him.
Oh, 146 at the ledge, limit Having a part to play. He's like, you're probably not going to teabag and let me charge this up for free now, will you? That comes out. Cola's going to jump off his skull there. Yeah, a lot of these openings Cola's finding is just zero to none respecting the idea that the blade beam could come out.
At this point, Cola doesn't even have to throw it out. It's just the threat of it potentially being there enough to put Zero to none off.
Yeah, that's why I love characters like Samus and Mewtwo. It's like they just, you gotta respect that they could do it to you.
Oh, this
Opens
might
up some
be
other
it.
opportunities. I don't think he has a jump.
Oh my god!
Limit management. Get to know me. I'm back.
Played that entire situation perfectly. I don't even know if Zero to none was aware that that limit gauge was about 2/3 full. Just enough space to make it down and capitalize this as well, having taken the second stock with a dash attack.
Heads up play there by Cola, but unfortunately the up special will take stock number 2 that he worked so hard to preserve. We have ourselves an even game.
Late on the punish. Zero to none shield looking very tiny, but minuscule shield be damned, still playing very well.
Dash attack, 28. Has to deny these openings that Cola's been able to get. Limit's almost here. That's been a sizable factor. Neutral B, you gotta throw it out. There's the blade beam option. Doesn't connect. Oh, that's gonna pick it up. That strong hit is as advertised. Pretty strong.
Yeah, if a move is called lightning kick, it better be powerful. And Zero to none making great use of it, not only in that final situation, but all throughout game 1 and game 2, and finally pays off in the form of a game victory.
Solid presence of mind there from Zero to none. Shaking off the results of last week and just say, hey, like if I just play my game. Didn't really overextend too much over the course of that last stock. Just kind of took what was available to him. Wondering if we're going to see a shift in character now. Cola needs a sponsor if he isn't already. I would agree. Turns out the man's pretty good at Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
3, 2,
Yes.
1, go!
If I'm recalling correctly, Cola 6-0'd Zero to none in both winners finals and grands last week, so even getting one game on the board has to be a bit of a mental barrier, just gone for the moment.
It got rough. It got real rough. I don't know about letting Cola charge up that limit bar for free. Low percentage enough to where it might not be the biggest deal, but just saying.
Excellent parry, but good enough spacing for Cola to where he could avoid that S-Mac.
Knight does get it, the word in edgewise. Oh! Interesting catch there from that neutral B. Inspire trying to cover the return. Successful to an extent.
And again, the up special, not enough. Even with all that rage, but still playing very well. Goodbye, that up special out of shield, limit boosted.
And another character shows that they have Shoryuken available to them. Densfire caught outside. Even game.
Using that strong hit as well. That weak hit, we've seen Cola make it back. Although with that limit almost uncharged, probably would have been difficult. But still, he's not too bad. Not too far out of his element.
Limit charged up once again. Oh, solid read there. Gets the neutral B out. Knight. Cola jumps over that. Zero to none tries to meet him there with the neutral there.
Just that weak hit of lightning kick is Cola just out there using that quick climb hazard to snap back.
Yeah, it feels like Zero to None's playing a game where he expects Cola to kind of have the first step in the dance. And in this matchup, that kind of makes sense, but it's coming at the cost of giving free limit charges to Cola. And at percentages like 107.6, it'd be bad for your health.
Landing that kill, that parry. I think Cola was attempting to parry, just wasn't successful.
Couple of empty hops, Zero to None, holding strong to that shield. It's the grab. Over for the advantage. Din's fire. Cola's ready for that one. Oh! Oh, did you think you were grabbing that ledge, sir?
Sword meet bigger sword.
Okay, 45.2 with a stock lead, Zero to None. Sorry, Zero. Might have jinxed you there a little bit. Another trade, I'm pretty... Ooh! Neutral B getting Zero to None out of a jam. That is so interesting. The Neutral B just breaks through the side B.
Up close to cannon, we're really seeing Zero to None just play so, in Cola's face. That up special.
I thought that might have
barely
been
ending
it.
at all.
That up B out of shields, no joke. Up smash will give Cola the opportunity. Neutral B spins him way outside.
Had that jump read as well, but the S smash is going to make up for it.
And suddenly, Zero to None advances over Cola 2-1.
Is this best of 5?
It's a best of 5. I know. Interesting stuff. I mean, you look at the bracket run, and Cola has been dropping at least a game all in these series. Just intriguing stuff. Do we see the switch over to Snake? Are we gonna see that awkward matchup? Is Roy gonna come out? Because I do feel like Zero to None has Cloud's number here.
It's not every day that you see a player as good, as skilled as Zero to None is, look this vulnerable, and that's a credit to Zero to None, the way he's playing, not only in neutral, but in advantage as well, capitalizing off of Din's fire a couple times. That catch for the Phantom was particularly spicy.
Yeah, I do like this change a lot in comparison to Cloud. I feel that Roy's the more relentless character and can keep the overall tempo a bit faster. So maybe that will be enough to be able to overwhelm this zoning game that Zero to None is making strong value out of.
I'm throwing a jab to double-edged dance, an unorthodox combo for sure, but working out.
Custom combo character. Zero to None opting to just jump back onto the stage. Might have caught Cola off guard with that. Knight again having a part to play. The zoning game is on point right now from 0 to 1. A lot of respect being afforded to Zelda so far. Dash attack breaks through.
Perhaps too much. It's just like Cola just having trouble even getting it in the first place. Oh, perfect read on that neutral get up right into the up smash.
I think Cola just needs to mentally reset here. Roy's job in this matchup is just overwhelm Zelda with pressure, and like you said, I think maybe a bit too much respect is being given. When you just stand there waiting to find your opening against a character like Zelda, you are 100% playing her game. Oh. Went out there for the first stock, unable to get it. Up throw, neutral B, trying to keep Zero to None alive. Uh-oh.
One simple miscue, that's enough. And for this point, Cola, it's not for a lack of trying, but it's taking miscues like that and mistakes off of Zero to None's part, rather than carefully calculated opening to neutral wins for him to really be forcing his way back.
Yeah, one of the big things he's missing out on by switching over to Roy is he doesn't have the limit potential mix-up anymore. So Zero to None knows that this is going to be a much more honest, straight-up set of neutral exchanges. But largely even. Again, charging that knight at the ledge can be a little spooky.
Good trump, and that, oh no, the sour hit of down air.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's not going to be any invulnerability. Rees the roll, gets the forward tilt. Now we're seeing Cola playing with an advantage.
It's going to get a lot worse for Cola there, but he finds that stock and almost converted into that down air.
Up special then, like, actually ends up creating a weird frame trap. Cola gets around that forward smash, gets a down tilt.
Roll back to center, rolls back outwards. Another spot by Roy, canceled with that down tilt.
Uh-oh. And just explodes off that aerial. Good lord. Kill power is certainly here for Zelda. 97.6 though. This might do it outright. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, that for sure did it. I thought maybe he DI'd that. No, like he pegged that blast zone.
It's Roy double-edged dance against a below average weight character at 95. There's no need to hedge your bets there.
Looked like it hurt. Here we are. Cola seems to be opting for these back end of the series surges to stay winner side. Does he have a bit more magic to pull out of the old hat, or will Zero to None get past the bracket demon that was last week?
I mean, it's still, relatively early in the bracket, but you have to ask the question, what does Zero to None have left in the tank at this point that Cola hasn't already seen?
Which is very interesting to ask. Normally, in terms of mental taxation and tools to use, it's typically Zelda wearing the opponent down. Here we are, game number 5 of Winter Semis.
Chance in the wrong direction. No lightning kick to be found, leading to 3 up airs in a row. Strong down air into Nair, set up by another aerial.
Neutral B, get off of me. Cola getting some offense going. Seeing patience out of both players right now. Oh, the explosiveness gets through. It's the weak hit of the up air.
Inspire not providing a wide enough window.
Oh, forward smash, center stage, gonna be enough.
Once again, avoids that up tilt, but second time again, converting into that lightning kick.
Cole's trying to read options. A lot of positioning happening from both players. Shields through the night. And let's dance.
Are not extended, but again, this is looking so even. The lever of momentum is just tilting back and forth.
Oh! That was a lot of option coverage there from Zero to None. Up special out of that. So if you do jump over tonight, got an answer for that too. Zelda's just one of those catch-22 characters.
That patience not fading to jump.
That roll away at the ledge was a little spooky. That could have been a forward smash and an early stock down tilt.
No chair to be found here, but that forward air.
I was about to say Cola going for the mythical Jair, but here it is, Game 5, winner semis, last stops. Cola comes out with the early lead, looks for the read option. Zero to None able to shield in time. Neutral B mixing up the landing enough, but up special gets Cola out of a jam. Up tilt chain in neutral air.
Up that
Playing
ult to the left as well. That up air. Almost evening things out.
Uh-oh. Way closer to the blast zone and Zero to None feels comfortable with. Neutral get up option. And a pummel, some 3%. Side B, forward tilt might even be enough at this point right now. He runs up and just ends the game. GG's.
Quick way to end it. And as the pressure goes, cometh the hour, cometh the man. Really great rising to the occasion from Cola.
I gotta say, Zero to None, I'm not sure if Zero to None explicitly tried to adapt for the potential of this matchup again, but the performance we saw last week in comparison to what we just saw now, it definitely looked like Zero to None's retooled, stepped his game up in some considerable ways, and he could have just as easily taken that series, in my opinion.
It looked like Zero to None had 6 games against one of the world's finest Roys on record because he studied that well. He found himself not falling into particular traps and setups and habits he was doing in the previous week and nearly brought it back. Took him to last stock of Game 5. And, you know, I think Zero to None probably not going to be too pleased with that and wanted that full set. But there's a lot of positives to be taken from that. And if these two happen to meet again, perhaps in losers finals, perhaps in grands, I could definitely see this one going in the other direction.
Absolutely. Looking at the bracket. Take a break.
All right.
We'll take a short break. Cola awaits the winner of Ned and Wrath in winners finals. But we'll take a short break. Be back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Esports Arena Super Smash Thursdays. Our next match is actually already underway. Cola versus Wrath. Wrath was able to take game number 1. They just jumped in the lobby and got started. So they're already into the series. The Sonic play going up against some of the played Cloud game 1, I believe.
Yeah, this is Wrath and
Yeah.
Ned, actually, not Cola.
Yep.
This is a character that Wrath should have at least some degree of matchup experience with, knowing that Cola plays this character as well. So, familiar characters, perhaps unfamiliar opponents.
1, go!
Yeah, I was about to say, Wrath might feel like, man, I'm just running through a Cloud gauntlet tonight, but it's like, bro, you're playing Sonic. So. Oh, they're catching a roll there.
Couple of dash attacks. The homing attack to cut things off directly into that forward air.
Cloud does have a few hitboxes that are sizable enough to not really care about what Sonic's trying to do. It's just a matter of catching him with it.
Back of Nair. Good delay on the recovery to avoid that cross slash.
Get it back air. Gonna be able to set up a rough set of circumstances for Ned and Go-Go Gadget R. Oh.
Dodge just not providing the distance, and Wrath once again providing that trap necessary with that spring. Ned really had no choice but to attempt that air dodge, and just wasn't enough.
Whereas in the Cloud Ditto we saw earlier, Cloud can just kind of get back to the stage more or less for free. That's not the case for Ned. That spring is going to be there. There is going to be a lot of offstage pressure we could see Wrath apply. Oh! Okay, Wrath.
Okay.
Nice back air.
Ned back, but I love that Wrath's just waiting on the platform knowing that the timer on limit is ticking.
Heads up decision making. Oh. Homing attack forces Ned off to the side. Good up attack gets him back in the neutral. Oh. Catches him through the homing attack. Interesting stuff. Limit almost here. Rolls past so he can't get the forward air kill confirmed.
Able to land with the use of that spring just enough time to pull out shield in the face of that cross slash. Things could have gotten pretty dicey.
Wrath looking for the right opportunity to go in. Ned's like, I didn't feel like playing Matador tonight, but here we are.
It's been really using a lot of reverse nair to just repel Wrath, whether he's on stage or in the just that negative no man's land in the middle of off stage and just near the ledge.
Limit has to get used just to preserve stock number 2 off of an excellent bit of spacing on this spring. And with the presence of mind, who wants to go ahead stock? Ooh! Forces out the air dodge, has to jump, and again. Short range arms.
As you made, Ned's magnet hands betraying him twice in this game too.
Homing attack back in range, going to be long enough. Backward aerial. Across the stage. Goodbye, Hedgehog.
Very doable for Ned, actually. Much closer than game 1.
Ooh. Cancels the up air to get the grab confirmed. Cheeky stuff here out of Wrath right now.
The spin dash extends that limit cross slash. Ned actually hesitates a bit. Perhaps indecisive as to whether to catch the jump or shield.
Yeah, one of the hardest things to deal with in this matchup against Sonic is just if you're standing there holding shields, waiting for him to make his moves, just backing yourself into a corner of sorts. 101.3. No forward air to confirm the kill. Spring.
Playing this one apprehensively and having to trade with that back air.
Blinking, you miss it. That was a back air that took that weird trade.
Very strange kill screen, but Wrath in the end did a good job of predicting that shift through the platform, and Ned did well to bring it back, but he got caught in disadvantage twice. Didn't even get taken to the side or the top blast zone, just fell short, and in the end it did get a kill in the traditional sense for Wrath to be able to take it, but when you have to lose 2 stocks that way, not from your opponent outplaying you per se, but from your own accord, that can't be a good sign.
I mean, it's the life you sign up for as Cloud. One of the only weaknesses he really has is that your recovery is not always guaranteed. Going into game number 3, Wrath with a 2-0 lead over his opponent. Ned's going to have to make some adjustments to begin the reverse sweep, but the early offense we're seeing, Wrath might be ready for winners finals.
Through that fair again. Limit almost there and is going to be there in the middle of that combo.
Ooh.
Has to make it back with that limit, with the space of that.
The hitbox of the spring still causing problems. Pace of the game starting to slow down. This could be in Ned's favor.
You just get caught so many times off stage by that spring. Limit turns from a luxury to a necessity, and Ned having to use it to make it back. A lot of defensive uses of limit rather than the offensive ones he would have preferred.
Yeah, with that defensive mindset present, it almost is best just to leave your limit at like 85% before you go into neutral, so it might rack up in time for you to use it when you need it. Side B doesn't connect. Wrath tries to go in and punish. Up tilt pushes him away. No one's lost the stock just yet.
Sitting at about 140, able to shield before that dash attack hits. Backer, yes sir.
One of the lower risk options Cloud has in the old toolbox. Down throw. Sends him potentially into spring territory, but Ned gets around that. With the limit here, he has an opportunity to have a breakout lead in game 3.
Onto it, could go for the cross slash, goes for the blade beam instead as Wrath drops shield.
Oh, nice idea there from Ned, trying to read the air dodge. Slightly off at the spacing to get that spike.
More than enough.
I was about to say back throw 170 or so. Wrath playing it fast and loose with some of these special attacks.
Slash gonna deposit Wrath on the other side of the stage and caught that landing with the dash attack.
Ooh. Gotta watch out for that against Sonic, the quick return to the stage with the reverse up B and a back air. It's a staple. Side B will connect though. Second stock picked up. You might see game 4.
Yeah, that safe move on shield, well spaced, a veteran move from Chicago's number 1.
It's the 4 air, the follow up afterwards. No way! Yikes. Poor Ned.
You never want to see history repeat itself like that, but Ned making the most out of the situation with that cross slash, already applying a bit more damage, up to 52, and that overextension just late on the punish.
Up special, I was wondering if we would see this have a larger part to play in neutral for Ned. You don't necessarily need to be too surgical to get value out of that move. Wrath gets the roll past, homing attack will get punished to the tune of a forward tilt. Drop in weak neutral there, keeping the pressure on. Wrath needs to be careful about this side B that close to the ledge.
Just facing backwards, doing a good job of mixing in the neutral air and back air.
Punishes the back air attempt with the down B. Racks up sizable damage, only down 20%. Still very much doable right now. Up special catches him on the way down though. Homing attack punished the hard way. You see that Muppet in the background with that grimacing face like, ooh, I know that hurt.
Buster Sword certainly packs a punch.
I know soulless Muppets in the background know that you got hurt. You got hit pretty hard. Ned, though, has he found the blueprint here to begin the reverse sweep? I don't think over the course of his best of 5, Brock, we've really seen him utilize up smash as a hard punish option like that. That could be how we start to see fewer homing attacks.
Could be. That could be what really turns the tide, not only with Wrath's decision making, but with how Ned is able to punish, not only in that particular situation, not only with up smash, but as a whole, if he's able to see different options coming his way.
Yeah, I don't know the frame data on that because Sonic can air dodge pretty quickly out of a homing attack if it gets shielded, but that up smash does fly pretty free pretty early these days after the recent balance patch. What's going on, Drew? Curious to see what stage Wrath wants to take us to for game number 4. I do feel that the cramped quarters of Smallville worked in Ned's favor.
Going to choose a different layout here in the form of Town and City. Flat layout, perhaps working to Wrath's advantage for approaches, but making it back and for a bit more neutral play. Ned does have the option of going with climb hazards as long as the platforms are there.
Yeah, I feel like stages like this in Kalos, where there's a sizable amount of horizontal real estate, really works in Sonic's favor. The Matador, Willy won't he aspect of Sonic's approach game just gets further exacerbated as an issue for their opponent. Wrath catches the landing, racks up sizable damage off the down B. Limit is here though. Wrath challenging with a forward air. Ooh! And you can tell Ned's like, yeah, I'm tired of just shorting this ledge. I'm just gonna go ahead and burn my limit here.
There's no sense in not playing it safe there. Ned perhaps just had one too many SDs to even take that chance.
Wrath runs up and shields. He's like, go ahead, take your turn. Take your turn. It takes his turn and gets punished.
Ooh, just off on that up smash, but not too far away.
He was facing to the left. We might be having a different conversation right now, but catches the forward smash, a move we have not seen Ned really utilize in this matchup. I was wondering when that would start to come out.
You do go for it. Ned already showing how just sparse use of a particularly powerful move can lead for Ned to find success. As we see, he's 1 for 1 on that triple buster.
Special again. He's going to go ahead and catch on the back end. Wrath now playing from behind, limit right around the corner. Blade Beam actually catches Wrath on the jump. Heads up accuracy there from Ned. Directional layer dodge will get him back on. Doesn't get punished for it. Homing attack. That's the rough part of just, oh, let me delay my spot dodge or I'll shield longer. Like the homing attack is just getting more and more powerful.
Yeah, an interesting standoff between Wrath and Ned. Wrath just out-patience in there.
Wrath really starting to bring this one back. Homing attack has a ton of in lag, but that far away and not in a position to do anything about it. Down tilt will miss. There's the clash. Drop in neutral air. You know, Wrath hasn't thrown out too many forward smashes himself. Side B gets shielded up.
Delay with that cross slash as well to make it back around that spring.
Looks like Ned is like off by mere pixels in so many of these exchanges.
Shields through the duration cross slash, but it's not enough as he finds the jab, and there we see the second hard punish with that up smash.
Yeah, that angle made the up smash punish pretty much perfect.
What a parry though from Wrath.
Yikes.
Answers right back.
Keep your side B, take this knuckle sandwich with ya.
More shield pressure. This time the spring coming from the other side.
Up throw, up air. Homing attack jumps out of it, reads the jump from Ned to land a back air.
Has no jump, so has to wait for limit. Yep. I think Wrath was cognizant of that, but just missed.
Wrath, the roll behind that should get punished. Well, with the side B, Wrath rolls in. Ned's waiting with an up tilt, homing attack.
By that fair.
Shot through that last attempt at the neutral B for sure. Forward tilt, pushes him off the side, goes high with the up special, and let's show him the boots.
That tilt, in the end, Sonic, it was a tool that Wrath used to perfection against Goblin. There we see it come in clutch here again in Game 4.
Yeah, Ned really made some adjustments over the course of that best of 5. Wrath was just like, I can make adjustments too. I really do think that the stage of Town and City had a huge part to play there. Just added breathing room for Sonic to kind of maneuver around the offense that Ned was trying to bring to the table. I think that was big. It was kind of funny to see Ned just use neutral B in instances where it was recovery overkill just because of how many times he just died just missing the ledge. Cost him limits sometimes there.
So again, though, look at the match that this sets up. Once again, I joked about it earlier, but if there's a Wi-Fi tournament and Cola and Wrath are both in it, you know they're on a crash course for each other at some point. It's just a matter of when and not if they're going to meet, and it looks like it's going to be here in Winners Finals.
Pasta guy, semis and on are best of 5s. Everything beforehand, yeah. As far as I know. So with that, we're going to move on.
You know that Wrath has been struggling against Cola, particularly with Sonic, so he's had to resort to the Joker at points and tried out a range of other characters. We'll see if that confidence returns, if he decides to take a different path. Could go one of many different ways here.
Now, I'm curious to see if Cola's Snake comes back out to play. If that wriggles out of the grass, because Snake is one of the few characters that I feel can just 100% derail Sonic's game plan just by merit of just constantly throwing grenades at him, having the C4, having the up smash, just a lot of explosions and a lot of zone coverage. If I'm Cola, maybe go into game one with the Roy or Cloud. If I don't like how that one felt, win or lose, I'm going to Metal Gear Solid.
It's a strong possibility when you have to maneuver around that minefield on the ground of grenades, and up smash is really difficult to get around if you want to play in the air. If you want to play on the ground, you still have to deal with a bunch of grab attempts. C4, the grenades, as I mentioned earlier, are pretty far-reaching down tilt and even a better dash attack that covers so much grounded options that you can punish if you're on the ground, but if you're in the air and making it down with landing lag to contend with, especially if you're landing in the face of a spin dash or something even laggier, then you have to be already set up and perched in a particular place. And Sonic is one of those characters that's never going to be in one place at the same time.
Very true. Another big part that I think will be important here in Winners Finals is the strategy going into the stage selection. I think Ned, in large part, won Game 3 because of the choice to go to Smashville. Goes over to Town and City. It's an entirely different game. If we are going to see Cola bring out Snake, what stage they go to is going to be all the more important. If I'm Raph, I'm like, I don't think you need Battlefield. I don't think you need Battlefield at all. So, curious to see who selects that, but waiting on Cola to roll on into the lobby.
I mean, that's very possible. As you mentioned, we saw in Game 3 and Game 4, stage choice dictated the pace of play, made Ned play a particular way in Game 3, and led to Wrath choosing a different stage to force Ned to not only approach differently, but recover differently, consider his options differently, punish differently, just approach the entire matchup in a different lens.
Very true. Wrath does have the experience of dealing with Cloud off of that last series. So if I'm Cola, based off that alone, it might be time to show Roy what he can do. With Ned dropping out of winner semis, he's facing up against Sharp in losers quarters. 0-0 was able to take out Goblin in losers quarterfinals.
Yeah, I mean, Cola and Wrath have really had very different paths to this point. Cola, of course, dropped a game in his first match against Splash Daddy, another game against Tam, both of those matches required a counterpick to Snake, and against 0-0 got taken to last stock of Game 5, whereas Wrath, beat Goblin 2-0, beat Tumultus 2-0, dropped a game against Ned, but still managed to prevail in a pretty dominant fashion, and he's running a tidal wave of momentum looking into this one, although facing his old friend might put a stop to it.
These two players have a ton of experience against one another. I would imagine 0-0 doesn't. So it's starting to shape up like it's going to be two rivals out of one region taking on the scrappy out-of-state rival that's presenting themselves to be quite the challenge. 0-0's play, from what we saw last week going into this week, he's made a lot of adaptations, stepped his game up quite a bit. So I think whoever does go to losers finals is going to have their hands full. If I'm 0-0, I'm looking at that last series I just had. It's like it went to final stocks, Game 5. I want another shot at Cola. I think a lot of times players can feel dismayed by dropping a really close series, but I think 0-0 is going to be motivated. And it does look like Cola has made their way into the lobby finally.
Yeah, I think that motivation is going to be there as well. You can take that loss, that close loss, two different ways. You can sort of pout and moan to yourself, think, oh, it was winnable, and sulk away and learn nothing from it. Or you can do what I think 0-0 did clearly against Cola, because we saw him, again, last week, 6-0, a 3-0 in winners finals, a 3-0 in grands. This time he took him to last stock of Game 5, so clearly made some sort of adjustments, played neutral differently, didn't fall for a couple traps, and Well, he didn't play perfectly. He certainly played a lot better. And despite looking so dominant, we saw Cola, the guy who was the Goblin last week.
Select?
Yeah, it's going to be Joker this time. Again, I mentioned this earlier. Hadn't found success thus far with Sonic, so requiring a counter pick almost for Cola just himself.
Okay. Further depth to longtime rivalries between top players is sometimes your character pool is for specific players more than specific matchups. Let's see how cool Joker's gonna look.
Just off on the grab after that aerial down B, but Raph still dashing in and out. Markovus, you can tell this guy's a Sonic player. Look at how non-committal he's playing neutral here.
Uh-oh. Big Brother's out, though. Side B projectile game having say in the neutral exchanges. Right, looking for the edge guard, and oh yeah, every time Roy's gonna have to recover low, could be a problem.
The ticket, Cola already losing the stock in that face of that Tetrakarn, and right back into the blender with that down throw forward air.
I mean, the health of his second stock was definitely up for question the more he got sent off stage. And Raph makes his game plan very clear. Once Arsene shows up, force him into a low recovery, go ahead and hit the down B button.
Did he just Rebel Scar that?
He sure did. He sure did, Bronk.
That is perhaps the ballsiest thing I've seen all day.
Brain expanding. Reaching to the far ends of the galaxy. Cola does pick up stock number 1 after the high wire act that was that recovery, but Raph still has a sizable lead here.
That finds the grab on the bad landing. Down guns, he missed, but that F smash just off his Cola caught the edge of the platform.
Neutral air could be a way for Cola to get in, but Wrath, the edge guarding game, is proving to be quite the problem. Bronk, I'm getting why Wrath broke out Joker.
Does not taken advantage of. Just off on that down air, but Cola just misses that grab attempt. This time finds the grab, only connects in air 1.
No!
Okay,
He
it's
almost
the side
died
platform
at
on town, but
54.
oh, that's a dead Roy.
Yeah.
So much for the
That got real spooky there for Wrath. I thought he was dead. I thought that side B was doing it. Manages to hang on. Finds the timing on that down smash, and again, the low recovery against Joker when he has Arsene out. Spooky times for most of the character roster. I would not at all be shocked to see a different character get selected for Cola.
I mean, that has to be the move. The way that game 1 looked, his recovery got exploited not once but twice, especially towards the end of the line there. And those extended strings, Cola spending far too much time off stage.
Do you think we see the snake? Because
wouldn't
I don't
rule
think
it out.
Cloud's not going to have a better time recovering low. Oh,
Taking to his
staying
guns.
the course. I respect it.
3, 2, 1, go!
Smashville, interesting choice here. I think we're gonna have a shorter game than normal.
Ledge dance foot wraps at ledge early, but you know, again, just having trouble putting the first foot down.
Oh. Both players seem to be content with this medium-paced tempo so far. Cola seems to be struggling with getting some of these strong fair hits, but until then, Pushes them off the side with a few. Gets an early stock.
And not every day that you see Joker lose a stock at 47 to a gimp like that, but Roy able to go off stage if he has the horizontal distance.
Well, it's lighting him up right now. Arsene is going to come out. Will this change the overall momentum? Didn't think he had the spacing on the Tetrakarn, so here we are.
Gaon's still going to be attacking on more damage to Roy. Excellent parry into F-Tilt.
That up special, a bit froggy there from Cola. Might have ventured into misinput territory with that kind of opening that was given.
Yeah, he had light years to punish that with an up smash.
Both players testing out the integrity of the other's shield. Solid preservation of the double jump there keeps stock number 2 alive for Cola.
Backer again, Raph applying more damage, F-tilting him off the stage and just out of range with that.
Raph is really keeping his pressure on, be it the gun or the drag down up airs. Spot dodge, forward tilt, gonna get shielded up. Both players not really trying to super overextend, and as I say that, the forward smash comes out, and Raph says, I got one of those too.
Cola just blinks first and makes that uncalculated landing, and
Jair
Cola planting himself in one place, but the Jair as well, as you mentioned. This is all of a sudden down to last stock.
The legend of El Dorado is true. Raph is starting to pop off on his third. You see that walnut Muppet kind of like looking off the side, like, did he just SD? Like, what?
And that's a real head scratcher, because as well as Cola played to bring it back, especially having taken Raph's stock so early at the beginning of the game, that's a weird miscalculation, a strange placement of the jump, and Raph already making his presence known towards the ledge, but not quite off stage. Probably could have gone for the safer option and lived.
Of all the players we'd see tonight that could potentially struggle with recovery timings online, I didn't think it'd be Cola. That definitely had some vibes of, oh, I hit up B like we were offline. I need to hit that soon. Going into game number 3, which is under some interesting circumstances. Not to say that the game was in the bag or guaranteed by any means. You did feel, you had to feel a bit of momentum going back towards Cola there, so that SD could be the story here of winners finals. Oh, MVD signing up. Let's go. Oh. Love special not gonna get punished this time. This isn't the first time we've seen Cola fall behind in a series this evening. So he might be right at home. Gets the up smash. Cola's getting some rhythm going. Hard to deny that. Brock, I'm very confident you're muted right now.
I'm so sorry.
Got him, coach. Got him. It's all good. Oh!
He's gone.
Good lord! Raph said, forward there, right in the face. Cola said, don't. That Persona came out looking like a trash can that game. Oof.
And if there ever was a way to answer, that's a 3-stock from Cola and, Wrath, if he's not changing the stage, because there was at least some fundamental flaw within his game plan that just got exploited to hell and back.
Some players SD and lose game 2 like that and they become rattled. Some might even say tilted. One might even be able to argue that they could seem upset. And maybe Cola does seem upset. Maybe how he expresses his upsetness is by just 3-stock steamrolling people in the next game.
Going through with that, Cola's sticking in one place and finds the grab as his reward. Second hit of dash attack meanwhile, and then Nair as well.
Raph trying to be real light on these approaches.
That use of down throw to flame chop. And the sour hit of up air. Another parry leading to the grab.
Yeah, a lot of jokers feel like that gun in the aerial's a free exchange. Not against the likes of Cola. Oh! Dash attack, that's gonna get punished. Ew!
Oh.
Ew!
Oh no!
Yeah, Roy needs to scream like that. He looked like a 2D sprite getting flattened out against that stage.
I'm physically revolted by what just happened.
Good grief.
Hanging back, using that gun movement. Time he uses it to disengage. Oh, going high, not the first time.
Yeah, I'm still back at how hard Roy screamed at the As hard as he got flattened out, for him to just go on with that.
I mean, sometimes the Sarkeo noises look like genuine pain, and Wrath going so deep.
Oh, shortens the neutral air chop. Cola's out here going further and beyond right now. He's gonna need to pull this one back.
Already 29%. Back there.
Alright, that's how it starts.
2.5 minutes into this one, it took all that time for Cola to just get on the board. Finds that grab into the jab.
Tense moment here in some of these exchanges. Who's gonna have the breakaway moment? Raph tries to float in gingerly with that gun, and Cola's having none of it. Raph does get the grab. Arsene is out. Healthy meter. Oh no!
Done and done.
Boom, boom, ba-doom, boing.
Stunned. Wrath just forced that air dodge, and we saw Cola go high a couple times, but when you go for that twice already in the first stock and once in the second stock to mix up your recovery, it becomes less of a mix-up and more of a habit. And we saw Wrath already covered it, so Cola, had to make a split-second decision and didn't leave him enough time to fully nail the spacing.
Yeah, that whole set was pretty cool to watch. It felt like clap back the series. It's like Cola shorts the jump. SD's at the end of game 2. How does he respond? He comes back looking like a raid boss. Gets the hard 3-stock. Okay. Wrath on the other side of that, it's like, okay, I see you out here. Then he comes back in game 4 hard. He was really cleaning up. Like that double down air into up smash. Is this the quarantine series legend? So a rogue individual has entered the lobby. A name featuring part of the human anatomy. If memory serves, this individual has shown up quite a bit in the Moist Criticals online series.
I
And there's a yeah, we can.
Hmm.
We're at game 3 of Losers Quarters.
How did this guy get the password? What? Probably.
So production's gonna need to go up to the top right corner and click on the little person and then hit the Y button.
Ah. All right. Well, that's 0 to none. I don't. Unless
they're probably yucking it up right now.
unless Ned changed his tag and I'm not aware of it.
That I can't imagine that he did in the period of time since we last saw them. Oh boy. So production, once they're at the player list screen, they're going to need to hit the Y button and it'll say choose a player to kick, and then they will use the directional pad or their left analog control stick to select a character, and then they'll press the A button. Production is going to have quite the chuckle once they realize that I, in fact, created the lobby.
I was going to say, I think you were the host here.
Needed to be the one to kick them. And we're not going to talk about that. And we're just going to move on.
We're going to swiftly... No one mentioned that. Didn't happen.
And I forgot that I made the lobby.
For those of you who are easily offended, don't look in the bottom left corner of your screen, because there's an entered and exited there that you may not want to look at.
I'll be here all evening.
Did we even show that? All right. Let me just send it. I'm gonna send a few messages to get rid of that.
Hi there.
Tell me. Oh, I can't spam anymore. No, it's almost off. There we go. Saved it.
Oh boy. So Ned's in the lobby now, and we can proceed. And this will be losers semifinals, a best of 5. Winner of this goes on to Cola. And we just keep living our life.
None, seeking revenge and seeking a date against the person who eliminated him in winners. Ned, meanwhile, advancing to be the other side.
0 to none. It feels like it's been Attack of the Clouds tonight. Seen this character a lot.
Back and catches the end of the dash attack with the cross slash. Doesn't cross off with down tilt.
How'd they even get that name? Like, how did Nintendo... Anyway. Limit is here.
And using that blade beam at the right height so it would catch both above and below the platform. The air dodge from Ned had his jump, but not even gonna matter. 0 to none takes the first stock after a miscue from Ned, and once again it's the day of the Cloud players SDing.
A lot of free stocks out here tonight. 0 to none using the night to recover. All the while Ned is perfectly content with just letting the limit bar charge up. Oh, think he needed the spot dodge at the end of that. Heads up play there by 0 to none.
With that shield dwindling, that's pretty much the only play 0 to none could have made, and he made it as well. Landing back air from Ned is going to get him off stage, but still living.
That is some option coverage. Forward smash and the knight. Down there is going to get shielded. It gets the grab, gets the advantage state. Which pretty much is just time to charge up this limit, but ooh, that dash attack, pretty lethal with that percentage. You can't just hit up B willy-nilly out here.
Shields that, but with Phantom protecting it is going to be safe. Climb Hazard finds the punish, but that up air not enough to thwart away the Nehru's love.
Uh-oh. I thought that was the easiest side B of Ned's career. Risky option thrown at that blade beam against Zelda, who could have easily returned that to Cinder.
He was actually looking for the landing up air so we could go for the finishing touch in the face of that. Because, you know, with all that rage at about 40%, might have had a chance.
You know, you don't see Clouds use that enough, in my opinion. I think that might have been the play. Back air is going to put this second stock in 96.8 and off the side. Reads the neutral get up.
Pushing back and forth.
Don't think you meant to do all that.
Ned actually started that dash attack on the other side, but the back air going to slice right through.
Ned's really got to figure their way out of a jam here. 139, a solid touch should be able to pick up stock number 2, but he's eating a lot of chip damage on the way there.
Second F smash, Ned not fighting.
Oh. Dash attack from 0 to none, punished with the back air, not enough to do it just yet. Ned being real tentative about these advances. Don't blame him, but the up smash catches stronger than you might think.
Second F smash just out of range. There sends him actually in the opposite direction. Back tilt, there we go.
Nearly full limit. Oh no!
Oh, the limit!
That was a very precise set of inputs to be able to get back to the stage off of that one. I'm dead.
The platform with the back air just out of range of the up tilt, but the grab is going to make up for it. The teleport?
Zelda poses for the camera.
Those sirens you heard a moment ago, those were coming for Ned.
Can't get caught browsing. To me, that's one of the biggest advantages that Zelda has online, because the window for the human brain to visually see the up special and be like, oh, I need the shield. I think offline that shield comes out in time.
Might, but Ned was mid-dash already, hadn't quite thrown out an attack, but you do need to stop your momentum, take your hand off of one stick before you physically transition your other hand to the shoulder button, and you know, cognitively, it's not the same as just pressing a button in place.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Either way, 0-1 takes game number 1. Not sure if Ned plays anyone else, but it did seem like the struggle was really real with regards to getting in consistently against Zelda.
If you struggle to recover, you're going to struggle against Zelda, because the fact that not only Din's fire, but Phantom can make it difficult. I appreciate that Ned's willing to stick it out here, and through being a bit creative with the limit, didn't make things too bad on himself in disadvantage, but could definitely have an easier time.
3, 2, 1, go!
It's like, well, if I don't SD, or potentially SD, feel good about this stage and my chances. Let's go on back. Uh-oh. I just got kicked out too.
Got kicked out as well. Oh.
I guess we have to watch the stream.
Here we go.
It's gonna be interesting. Production just says side B.
Side B.
Okay.
Not who side B, not where they side B.
Just
Side.
Just side B. We're just kind of watching the game in hindsight here. It's kind of weird that Brock and I, like you and I, got kicked out, but the game continues on. Thankfully, production's still in. So I guess we just get to talk about the weather. Super delayed.
Yes, things are looking pretty even, but by the time you're hearing this, they probably won't be, so. Okay.
Blade. Anytime I see Cloud throw out a blade beam against Zelda, and it's not like immediate, I'm always scared. Oh, hello.
Okay. That up smash you just saw moments ago, really, really powerful. Again, newly buffed, faster, stronger, has that tipper now.
They had really daring a dream using that directional air dive to get back to the ledge. We've seen Cloud come up a bit short on that tonight.
No.
Still, isn't they going for the spike?
Found it though, but that sour down air, Ned's still living at about like 80 or so.
Through that limit. Oh, gets the side B. Ooh. Uh-oh. Zero should probably be dead off of that up special. Okay, he is caught. You just up special and land in free fall in front of Cloud. It's asking for a rough time.
Better for worse, that's the game, and you know, Ned did look a lot better from start to finish. I don't think there was any point where he took more than 30% from a single string, which is what you want to do if you're facing Zelda. And it gets to the point where avoiding long strings is more important than finding them yourself.
I said in game one, it looked like Ned was struggling getting in consistently. Like I said, I guess Ned was just like, well, if I don't SD, I should be okay, right? Hee hee. Suddenly, it's looking like a different series. I don't know about going back to Smashville anymore. I do feel like Ned's solved that puzzle. So if I'm 0 to none, it's like, how's your battlefield? How's your not Smashville?
Yeah, almost certainly going to see a change in venue here.
Although I'm not entirely sure what the ideal stage for this scenario would be. I just know I'd want some added space. Town and city feels compelling.
I could definitely see a town or a PS2 here. Here we go.
Oh.
1, go!
Fading in and out, drops through that platform, actually outranges the grab too. I'm not sure if the spot dodge came out, but just that hesitation in the face of Zelda.
It looks like Ned's playing Mega Man right now. Just jumping around a field of projectiles against the boss character. Interesting exchanges around these knights. Back air and the dash attack. Ooh.
Very cagey start to begin this one. Caught in that limit blade beam though.
And trying to catch the angle on the return. Finds an aerial. Looks for a roll. Doesn't get it. Knight comes out.
Direct and aggressive option from 0 to none is going to erase Ned's first stock.
Gave him the slippers. Did Cloud try to up special and the Knight just was like, actually don't.
Having none of that.
Uh-oh. 0 to none really likes to just land in a vulnerable position in front of Ned's Cloud.
Drifting past the ledge, so gave Ned enough time to walk back to the stage, reflects that limit blade beam.
Sooner or later, you had to think it was going to come back to bite him. It didn't cost him a stock.
Perfect
So-
spacing on that back air though to avoid the S-Smash. Phantom perhaps not receiving the full reward that he was looking for, but still very nice.
Solid mix up there. 0 to none might have been trying to anticipate reflecting the blade beam, but little did they know they had walked right into the batter's box. At this percentage, Zelda kind of gets away with just throwing these forward smashes out. It's like, the in lag is short enough to where if Cloud doesn't move in, it's effectively safe. But if he does move in, that's the stock.
With that climb hazard, the air dodge inward. And just not positioned well enough. And 0 to none just making a lot of work here at the ledge.
Just a bit off on the timing of that air dodge, and 0 to none's like, I got a batter too right here. It's called down B. Down throw. I know in a lot of instances that true confirms to the strong hit of an aerial. Not to be this time.
Read the DI, which 0 to none wasn't able to do. Connected the sour spot of down air, so it probably could have gotten harder punish. Up smash though, he finds it seconds later.
Game feels certainly within sight for both players. Feels like something of a seesaw battle. I don't think either player has necessarily had a giant advantage one way or the other. Lemon almost here for Ned. Up close, Din's Fire, brazen option here for 0 to none.
That's certainly something that takes cojones to do, but Ned finds it, dashes right into that Din's Fire.
Up air, one of the strongest moves Zelda has, can really surprise someone who isn't expecting it. Up special pushes Ned off to the side. Limit is here. He's got a bit of time to play around with. Forward air. Oh, apparently he didn't have enough time to play around with.
Timer just runs out. Not enough sand in the hourglass as he jumps over the Phantom and bears in the other direction. Ned's bringing it back.
He was looking for the air dodge read. Ends up getting a night swing to the face.
This is where it's decision time for Ned. Do you hang back and charge? Do you attempt to go in? Ned being caught between two minds there. Gonna get punished.
Uh-oh. Cheeky options.
Really
That was a pretty
gross.
wild game.
Yeah. Zero to None just found himself being really overzealous there, and the fact that Ned didn't punish doesn't necessarily mean he can't punish. And we saw it. He missed those earlier. He was safe to teleport in earlier instances. Later on, caught the timings, just misspaced it. There, it finally comes to fruition.
Ned looked at 0 to none. He said, you know who you are? You know what you are? You are a habitual line stepper. You're out here throwing these up specials, landing in my face, doing these directional air dodges, dangerous as anything. And you think I won't? You think I actually won't just delete you? Well, guess what? Side B, here are my bans.
And that's something that takes a certain amount of audacity to do. Not to dash in, not to be preemptive or too hesitant, just to strike that balance. And it's so difficult to do that correctly, especially in, stressful times like that. But it's the mark of a player like Ned when he's able to manage and just walk that tightrope.
Well, Ned was trying to joust with the knight before that. I was like, I don't know about dash attack there, buddy. But here we are. Game number 4, potentially the last of this loser semi-series.
Bringing an early juggle and still finding that cross slash, although the Phantom's going to put him out of the final hits.
See some Muppets in the chat. What's going on? Oh! We're going for hard reads with these forward smashes. Oh no! Get off my ledge, sir. I haven't really seen that a lot in this best of 5.
Making immense lot of shield damage from that one moment, but jumps above that with an Air's Love. That air dodge back is going to beat out the Phantom.
Up tilt, upward aerial.
To get rid of Limit at some point. Ooh, with that rollback back throw. Yup, that's the Elite Smash special.
I do that all the time with Dr. Mario. I respect it.
Tri-State, so he's certainly seen enough pals to do that, probably taking some notes.
0 to none starting to put some damage on this second stock. Danger of losing their own. Uh-oh. Habitual line stepper.
Once again, as you mentioned, 0 to none using that up special not to get to the ledge, but to just try a few things. Good jump read.
Oh, slides into home. He's safe. Just in time to break up the Knight. Catches the back air and a dash attack. Nice read there from Ned. Just getting a burst of offense going.
Mercenary netting him even more damage and more opportunities to continue these ledge traps.
Neutral B holds out just
to
enough.
reset.
Oh. Okay. Don't count 0 to none out just yet. Be a while before Limit shows up. We've seen 0 to none get some 40% combos going.
There's some breathing room for the Tri-State Zelda as, again, this is the opportunity to either slow down, play it in Ned's pace rather than dictate your own. And then when you get into 40, 50, 60, start going ham.
Kind of surprised you didn't die there to be. Oh! Bop. Thanks for playing.
I mean, if you didn't die to that back air before, you're certainly going to perish at the hands of the F-tilt.
Got him, coach. Ned, it looked a bit shaky at the start of the series, but he made some adjustments. Pushed 0 to none off of Smashville. Closes it out on Pokemon Stadium too. So we could very well see another Cloud Ditto as Ned moves on to losers finals, where he has to deal with Cola.
I hadn't even considered that.
Get dealt with.
Absolutely right. We saw Cloud Ditto as, I think, the first or second match on stream today, and looks like we're going to be seeing it again, although with a lot more on the line this time.
We are well within payout range. I may be mistaken, but maybe you can sign up for the Western bracket if you still want it to play. Maybe. I don't know that. Oh, you guys got 2 minutes.
All right.
Oh, Francois says I think West is closed. All right, so Never mind. I would say thanks for playing, but you didn't sign up, so you wouldn't be playing. So
consider this your warning a week in advance.
Yeah, just show up next week. Because each of these tournaments, so we do 2 a night. Starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. Second one starts at 7 p.m. Pacific. And they each have a $500 prize pool. Not bad at all. So the remaining players that you see here in the Eastern bracket are looking to secure their portion of the proverbial bag.
I mean, when you have like dual events like these, when collectively there's one stack on the line, top players, that's certainly an attractive sum for. We saw players last week enter both West and East. They want their hands on that, and for good reason.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But we have our losers finals competitors here in the lobby. We've seen Cloud, Roy, and Snake out of Cola thus far this evening.
The Cola trifecta.
We actually saw Cola earlier this evening drop a game in the Cloud Ditto. And then that's when he pivoted over to the Snake and was able to move past. Will history repeat itself? I don't know. I will say in comparing the Cloud play between Ned and Cola, it felt to me like Ned was throwing out Blade Beam a lot more.
I mean, to be honest, I think there's a non-zero chance that Ned decides, my opponent knows everything there is to know about Cloud. Why not pull out the trainer, or if I'm really feeling bold, the ZSS, the Wolf, something deep in the pocket. At least something that my opponent doesn't know inside and out.
I'd be okay with some Zero Suit. One of the more difficult characters to pull off online in terms of transferring muscle memory and timing. But that's one of the few characters in the game where it's like if they don't feel like getting hit, if they feel like resetting neutral, that's just what they're going to do. And
when
Cole is one of those players where it's like you're putting out a little too much pressure here, buddy.
When I was in Chicago for, school and whatnot, there was every time Ned would go to Ignition, which was about 50% of the time, he would be terrorizing bracket with a different character. He would get to Grands and then he'd go Cloud or Trainer. But, early you'd see the Isabel, you'd see the Wolf, you'd see the Joker, whatever he was feeling that day. And much like Cola, not limiting himself to one character, especially based on an unknown opponent, I could definitely see him dipping into that same mentality, being unafraid to switch things up. But, who knows?
Guess we'll see. That's cool. I didn't know you went to Chicago. That's where you got your top hat from. That's right. Yeah, that's where you got the whole. So if you guys weren't here last week, Broncopoulos
So glad you're
told
not
us
in charge of the graphics anymore.
Broncopoulos told us that one of his preferred styles, which he calls high-end fashion, is he likes to wear a top hat with a vest and no shirt and sweatpants.
I don't recall
and
these words.
sometimes he'll pivot between some nice loafers or like Crocs. Yeah, Crocs and socks. Tries to round it out. It's a stylistic choice.
I don't recall saying this. All right. So it is going to be the trainer from Ned. I think that's a wise decision given how much, Cola does know about this character, not only playing the character, but facing him.
Squirtle. It feels like Squirtle has like glue on him. He just attaches to you at these low percentages, and you're like, could you not?
Strong enough up here actually managing to connect. Ned going to Charizard relatively early.
Yeah, normally a lot of players like to just at least test how the Razor Leaf is going to affect neutral exchanges. But the dynamic thing about Pokemon Trainer is that two players rarely feel the exact same way.
Ooh!
Might be on the right Pokemon. I think anyone else is dead right there. That back air range, man.
May have attempted the trump, but still living. Great back air from Ned.
I see why he went straight from Squirtle to Charmander. He is making great use of spacing. Try to recover from that one. I'll hold.
That's one of those situations, even if you take it, it doesn't matter.
Gets him with the neutral air chop, though. Only able to get 20% on his second stock. Ivysaur comes out.
We're gonna force that switch.
Oh. I guess we're just not going to see a lot of Ivysaur. I guess I can kind of get it. Like, if you get caught throwing a Razor Leaf, Roy is fast enough to get over that and punish you.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, no. What?
Coming up short on that recovery.
Recovery has been quite an issue for a few players this evening, and that's just another example.
Down throw from Colin, this time facing backwards.
You ever just appreciate this game? Like, Roy, a human being, just grabbed this dragon by the neck and started kneeing it. Pretty crazy.
That tether cancel, but what a string from Cola. And continuingly strong hits on the hill, quite literally fighting fire with fire.
Oh. Cola in a position to potentially take game number 2, but Ned battles back in the neutral. What's the get up option? Neutral get up. Empty hop, looking for a jab. We saw some incredible spacing from Ned's Charizard earlier.
And Goes in,
Ooh.
gets up in place, but the chair not on there.
Squirtle looked absolutely shell-shocked as he took that back.
Yeah, I got the fun.
Yeah?
Quick punish on the withdraw.
See, it's funny because he's a turtle. And he has a shell, like he used the shell attack.
I'm feeling you.
Yeah. Good. Solid play there by Cola. I mean, and that was again with another. I would call it an SD. I would call what we saw there an SD. He definitely made it harder on himself than he needed to, but it just seems like Cola just feels like being clutch tonight. He's just like, all right, well, back's against the wall, so.
Yeah, in a way, it's an SD. It's an SD that requires a bit of effort from the other player.
It's like a half. With players, I don't think we'll see a character change. Because I really do think Ned's Charizard was doing really well. I've seen Squirtle's net more off of grabs and down throws and up air chains and stuff like that. The Ivysaur was pretty much a cameo. Ivysaur came out like, hey, I'm a poke, and it was already Charizard. Like, no. Then got 2 Razor Leaves out the whole game.
I mean, if Ned won and that Pokemon trainer was at the end saying everyone did great, that would have been a flat out lie because one of them didn't even make an appearance.
Got some smilers in the chat. I love my round 1 match so much. Smile. I'd hide any painter. I'll have to peek the bracket.
There we see it again. Despite winning, Cola making the switch to Snake.
They're the game.
I think there might be a bit of mind games going on. Cola perhaps not wanting to play Roy Cloud, but if you're going to avoid it by switching on a win, there's a whole nother level of perhaps shenanigans that might be going on.
One way to prevent the download from completing is just going to a whole different character. Because it did feel like if Cola went back into this game too with Roy, toss up. I do think Ned was making some solid adjustments. So that is an advantage that you're going to have. Now I'm wondering if we're going to see Ivysaur more now that the matchup is fundamentally different.
I mean, I think the fact that we've been seeing him for a solid 15 seconds is probably already more than the entirety of game 1.
Right? Dash attack gonna get punished. And
Ooh.
at the very least, that was a situation where a directional air dodge, like, I don't think he had to die there.
That was strange. That was some Smash 4 where you're not sure if it's going to kill for a second.
Yeah, he was floating out there for a while. On to the second stock, though. Ned looking to rack up some damage. Lengthen his lead.
Ooh.
Run up shield. So many times you see a dash attack there. Cola with the presence of mind mixes things up. Takes from the Pilates class.
Cannot raise a leaf in Snake's face. Rolls back off stage with the F throw and that double grenade up smash, making life difficult for Ned.
I really think Ned's firing on all cylinders right now. Didn't see that C4 coming, but to get around those grenades and utilize the spacing to charge up the water as well.
Ooh, wow.
That back air is pretty good.
That's going to kill Squirtle at 93.
C4 on the right platform could be of note here. Ned went from having a decent lead to needing a flare blitz to potentially get back into the game.
And even that's not going to be enough to stop from across the stage. That drop down bear does seal the deal,
Ooh.
but right now he's playing it up tilt percent.
Oh no!
He's definitely playing at C4%.
Oh no! Yeah, that exclamation point is needed. Cola said, no. Like, that was like the most casual C4 kill I've seen in a while. It was just down B. GG.
So it's not often. Okay. Well, I was going to say something, but they decided to run it straight back.
I mean, if I eat a C4 like that as part of my balanced breakfast, I probably want the run back too. It's like, look, man. We're on stream right now. I asked my family to watch this.
Yeah. I don't think these grenades are high fiber or anything.
Oh! Almost had the timing there for that.
Yeah, right idea on the down smash, just wrong timing.
Broke that turtle's neck. Yeah, not able to get around the explosions this time.
Tech's in place and the dash attack as he moves forward.
Trying to hang off the side with the tether shenanigans, but lack of in-roll frames puts him in a dicey position. Cola is just keeping him off the stage.
I mean, Ned is just Cola's prisoner right now. That C4 to cover roll, threatened force of up smash to cover jump.
Ned's in jail, check Twitter. Oh, that hit!
Overthrow probably is enough, it is! Snake's heavy, but not enough to survive that Charizard forward throw with a bit of rage.
Got him. Cola with the quick answer back. Nice little setup. Uses the up smash. Has a C4 waiting on the platform. Two decently sized hitboxes to deal with the in-roll frames. Cool stuff. Oh.
Arms away, Ned going in with some of these hitboxes.
Ned's starting to pick things up with this Squirtle. Oh! That is a burgled stock if I've ever seen one. I did not expect that to kill.
Look at how strong Ned's looking here. That nair through the platform is going to connect to. Even that down smash allowed him to set up perfectly for the grab.
Yeah, this snake is looking like a grass-type Pokemon right now. Ned said, no, here. Keep your C4. There's gonna be an explosion. It just won't be what you think it is. I remember what you did to me last game.
That is perhaps the most jaw-dropping play of the night from Ned. A lot of cojones to go for that fly in the middle of the stage like that, knowing that that's probably certain death, or at least 30% if you miss. But again, that's not even a play he needed to make. He was winning. This is not a, Hail Mary. This is a let's just end it right here type of play.
I told you, man, it was like my family's watching this. I actually know, I doubt his family's actually watching. But he definitely played with a level of urgency
That
wasn't there last game.
Yes.
Sometimes people that over the course of a set they become a poked bear, where it's like you go into a set, you're competing and stuff like that, and then some kind of clown move happens to you, where like you eat a C4, and it just looks really weird, and you're like, okay, if it's gonna be like that, I'm gonna go ahead and step it up, and it felt like Ned really wanted to step it up.
We saw Cola just float through that alley between the two platforms in game one and drop a C4 there. Ned may have just wanted to stop him before he could even do that. And we didn't see pulling animation from Cola, partially because Ned was too fast for that up air, but
Snake
again, that might have been what he was thinking.
He's like there, and Ned was like up air. Oh, it's about to get weird.
Yeah, we're moving on to Lila here. Ledge trap game has to be significantly different. Knowing that those slants on the side platforms are going to make grenade placements a bit more dodgy, although that platform there is going to make things difficult for Ned to make it back.
A few things more dangerous than a Squirtle holding a grenade, apparently.
Is that combo with the water falling?
Whoa, what?
Danger. Yeah,
what? He tried to go for the snake
withdraw.
too.
I
Did
think
you
he
see that
threw it in the
C4?
wrong
I had no
direction.
idea that was there.
I mean, I saw it. I didn't think he was going to convert, but he certainly attempted it.
Solid combo game. And one of the coolest things about last game is that Vine Whip came out. I don't think anyone.
Put up for Lilat, everyone.
Oh no. All right. At 120, definitely within kill range. Ned can even this up. Just have to shake that off. Oh, I thought that down air was coming in hot.
Ooh, the roll going to be caught by the F smash though, and then making the immediate switch back and cycling through to Squirtle.
Roll left, please. Thank you.
Like you just gotta
Good
ask.
lord. Snake was dancing on that turtle's face.
With that neutral air gonna send Snake towards the ledge and caught again as he tries to dash attack.
Okay, just because he doesn't use Ivysaur a lot doesn't mean he can't use Ivysaur. We're seeing some solid neutral fundamentals.
I think it's just a matchup. He was really hesitant against Roy, especially knowing that his hitbox would have been outraged. But the F smash just provides so much raw kill power.
Ned looking ever dynamic. Cola patiently waiting for his turn to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Leave that C4 set up at the ledge and just restricting his play to the left half of the stage.
Dude, these up specials. Wow, I just killed outright. I'm a little surprised. At 89.6, I do think Ned has enough of a lead to force out game 5. If he wants to keep his chances of advancing alive, he'll need to do exactly that.
That back throw into the C4 as well, but Ned just ticking on some percent.
Ivysaur's been the star of game 4. But it might be time to bring out the closer. Forward air almost does it.
It's a grenade caught the back air. Just being pinballed around at the mercy of Cola.
What?
Wow.
Huh?
Stunning conversion from the Georgia player, and Ned is just caught in a bad place at the wrong time and forced to bow out after a stunning play.
Hello? Dude. I feel like now, in the moment, there's a lot to process there. Objectively, from a raw technical design and what was possible within the game's code perspective, I think he had plenty of time to Z-drop, to throw that grenade. I just think it caught him off guard. Like, he went out, he tried to close out the game, and then he just has a grenade suddenly. And he's like, wait, what? And by the time he starts processing the fact that he's holding a grenade, it explodes in his face. That's what it felt like to me.
Not only Z-drop or throw it or get rid of it, I'm shocked he didn't air dodge.
True.
Like, you could directional air dodge there, sort of accomplish 2 goals at once, recover. If you get hit, you're still living. You have your jumps. If you get hit with the sweet spot of fair, oh well. But, Cola's never going to throw that out. He's always going to attempt back air like he did right there. And weird, that popped him up in the perfect position.
Yeah, that's a tough situation. All right, I believe we're going to take a short break. And once we have grand finals ready, we'll come back. So don't go anywhere. The rousing conclusion to the East bracket when we return. All right, guys, we're jumping right into it. Grand finals of the East bracket here for Super Smash Thursdays. It's going to be Cola battling in from loser side against Wrath. Back again on the Joker. Looked so dominant last time we saw these two players. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, these two already going at it as Wrath lands with those down guns. Arsene already coming out in a matter of seconds, then that jab forward air just continuing the damage.
Yeah, it's been beaten out of him. Here's the grab, down throw. Cola says no thanks. Strong hit of the up air, not enough to take out a light character like Roy just yet. Oh! Sup?
Roy just keeping his ground with that neutral air and getting scared, throwing at the shield. Perfect bait for Roy.
Projectile game from Joker could be a pretty big aspect of the neutral exchanges here. We've seen the gun come out sparingly. Side B fully connects, puts him up to 89.9. The lead is really starting to pull away from Wrath here.
I love the use of Double Edge Dance when Arsene is out. It's a less counterable move on the single hit, and those multi-hits do a really good job of draining the meter since there's a minimum amount of meter that can be depleted from a single hit. Hitting all 4 is perhaps just as strong as one big hit. No.
These stocks aren't hanging around too long. Wrath has a bit of work to do. Solid spacing from both players right now. Neutral layer is gonna net the advantage for Cole. Honestly, could have been worse. Wrath, after pontificating about life on the ledge, finally gets back into the game. Oh!
Brandon's head just a bit off. Slices through with the first hit of neutral air to eliminate the Aegeon. Hits Joker with the second. Tower spot.
Oh. Cola keeping him at the ledge, looking for the jab. Settles for the grab. Wrath is really gonna have to turn it up here if he's trying to win game number 1. Arsene right around the corner. Should be here momentarily. Definitely needed it on that recovery.
Attack again, that backer not quite missed the tech, that's the end.
There was a very narrow window there, bro. Because if he hit down B right as Arsene came out, that's a different story. Instead, I think he went for a back air.
Yes.
It looked like he did like a jump back air and just got too close. Oof. But I do think he could have gotten a counter out in time there.
Very possible. I think that's another case where it was the right idea, just a bit off in execution.
Oh yeah, I mean, in the moment, it's hard to really think about that stuff. But maybe what we're seeing here, a lot of times in brackets when it gets to grand finals, you know, the person coming from loser side, the downside is like they might be more mentally fatigued because they've been playing more. But the upside is like they're already warmed up. Who's to say if Wrath was, you know, playing some friendlies to stay warmed up? A lot of times you'll see the winner side player, they'll start to come online like game 2. Where it's like, okay, all right, I'm warmed up too now. So maybe we'll see a different version of this joke.
Certainly. I mean, Cole and Wrath definitely know every inch of each other's playstyles, every intricacy, every mix-up, every habit. There's something to be done in the matchup. They already both have it covered. Uses that Rebel Scar early, though.
I think that's going to be big in some of these low percentage exchanges. Normally, Roy is enjoying 2 or 3 up airs in those situations.
That's crucial, especially against a middleweight like that. Not heavy enough to the point where it's not going to kill, but not light enough to the point where it might make a difference. This is where it can really change the tide.
Cola, with the presence of mind, knew he had the directional air dodge instead of trying to use the up B while Arsene is out. Meter nearly gone, and it very much looks like Cola is just trying to stall things out. Not trying to deal with the boost. Heads up play.
Certainly can't blame him for that. Vanilla Joker is a menace, but Arsene Joker is a whole nother beast, and if you can, you just need to face Joker when he's at his weakest.
Dash attack punished to the tune of a down tilt. Had the idea on the forward smash, just did early.
He's connecting on shield, but Matthew finds the grab first.
Cola sails in. Rage not enough to do it. Possible big moment here. Up smash. Uh-oh.
Oh no!
I was about to say we
could.
Right? I thought we could see an instance where Wrath racks up some solid damage with a fresh Arsene bar. Instead, it's Cola just like, no, let's get that out of here.
I think Wrath thought he was going to be invulnerable through the duration of that smash attack, but Cola had other ideas.
He said the lie detector determined that was a lie.
Jancy falls out, but got the air dodge.
Cola's aggression costs him a dash attack, but he rallies back in short order.
That landing up air is going to deplete the rest of the meter.
Yeah, I'm really liking the deliberate stall of the Arsene meter. He's not trying to box with that thing at all.
Certainly not. You can just take their time whenever that Rebellion gauge is full, and that forward tilt just as Joker ran out of landing space.
Just quick glancing blows between these players. Wrath has the Arsene meter. The great equalizer picks up stock number 2. Plenty of bar left. He's got a real solid chance here.
Cola is in this percent lead, but not quite out of the woods yet, especially with a bit of Arsene left to deal with.
Yeah, Cola's not trying to be about that life at all. Understandably so. Oh, no! Batter up! Got him! Dude, was there even a launch trajectory? Like, he was just gone.
Wins not an option.
Like, that neutral B came down, and it just said game. Like, I genuinely did not see where Joker went.
We may not be getting baseball games right now, but that was one mighty swing of the bat right there from Cola. Off of that shield break, Roy is perhaps the best shield break punish in the game. Kills at 0, and it's certainly going to kill at 78.
If you want a live reenactment of what you just saw, viewers at home, look down at your keyboard and hold down the left shift key and then hold down the delete button. And what that does is it erases a file. It doesn't go to the recycling bin. It just gets erased off your hard drive. Like, Joker got erased. Like,
Joker's not here anymore.
Wrath went back to his character select screen and Joker wasn't there. So he's like, damn, I guess I gotta play Sonic.
I gotta go back to the game now.
Good lord. Alrighty. Game number 3. Potentially the start of the grand finals reset at this rate.
Has to be very cautious, picking and choosing his openings.
Brazen forward air out of shield. Tries to come back around, gets caught with the side B.
Counter on that spin charge, on that charge spin dash.
I feel like that's going to be a real equalizer in this matchup.
Once again, Wrath's shield looking very small. Goes slow to avoid that spring.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a double jump, so he might have been better off trying to air dodge for the platform. I don't know if it was possible or not, but either way, that edge guarding was crisp and on point from Wrath.
That fourth throw not going to send me too far. Attack going to lead to the reset.
Ooh. Cola said, no thanks. That's all it takes for Roy. This matchup can be quite tricky for Sonic.
Buffer to be found here. Wrath takes advantage, but Cola starts this train again.
Ooh! 57 and then a tick off the blast zone for good measure.
The tech chase again! Another F smash as he got cornered. No place to go. Raph being parted for the second stock. Cola back on the front foot.
Raph trying to mix up his advance. Starting to get some chip damage, but is far from mounting a solid offense. There's a bit of work to do to get the second stock. Goes for the forward smash. Would have gotten it had it landed. There's the forward tilt. There's the spring. And suddenly we're at an even game. Uh-oh.
Oh, this could have ended.
Up throw, up air.
He's starting to get an early string going.
Reliable low percentage combo. Cola says I have a few of those myself.
Tech chase with the down tilt, Raph having none of it.
Nice mix up on the timing there. Cancel out the down B. Raph has effectively brought this back. Has the lead now, in fact. He caught that forward air. Uh-oh. Do we see game 4 or are we looking at grand finals reset? Next solid hit's going to determine it.
Both players can smell it. Still not finding its mark, but Raph just being so cautious. Bounces out of danger.
Good mix up on the air dodge. Cola is going to read that though.
He's leading to that up there.
Solid follow-up off of the weak hit.
It's not an option.
Cola. Definitely warming up at the second half of this bracket.
Here you go. If you wanted a slugfest, a match where these two players, you know, they've faced each other, counting the set that just happened, they've faced each other 32 times. Cola owning a 22-10 set record between the two of them.
Wow.
Both counting online and offline. So again, these are familiar foes. These are rivals. They know each other. They know each other's play styles. They know each other's characters. They both got forced off of a character at some point in the bracket today.
Curious to see what mindset shift, if any, we're going to see from Raph, because it just, throughout the course of that entire best of 5, it just did not feel like what he was trying to do was working. Like the tough part about situations like this, Bronk, is like his Sonic started to put together offense at the end. And it always creates that question of like, do I stay on this character now that I kind of saw the theory pan out? Or do I change? And I guess he's opting for the former. Because if you get blown up on a character, it's like, okay, I should probably change. If you have another character to play. I like the music's choice.
Puts that out. Still enough time for Raph to punish with that forward air. That skates to a halt on the field.
I love the mix-up of going for the upward finish there to potentially get the follow-up, which he does get.
That jab, but not enough to combo into the double-edged dance.
Yeah, Cola's really incorporating some of these weak hits just to keep Sonic in front of him so he can follow up.
Perfect counter.
And that gets the stock.
What resilience from Cola. That wasn't an option we saw at all in the first set, nor in winners finals.
Cola has arrived. Homing attack gets Wrath back onto the stage. And Wrath is really gonna have to reach the whole arm into that bag of tricks.
Even the neutral B is going to connect onto Wrath.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Don't. You don't see
Showing
Sonic
he has some
fight
style
you
of his
all.
own. Ruru that Narazzi lands on the platform. Bullet just lets him down.
And 21 on his second stock. Wrath again showing signs of life, but it's pretty much been all Cola dictating the terms of neutral. Whoo! A miscalculation.
A disadvantage even Cole is managing to find some of these kills. And
Yeah, you could tell Wrath expected to be on the right side of him for that back air.
this time the back air is going to land, putting Cola up to 82 plus whatever damage this broken.
Cola's doing a sensational job of just avoiding the low recovery.
Time's going to be forceful, but I love the delay just to hop in place.
Back throw catches him running off the platform. Welcome to your third stock. Spot dodging in the jab. Cola trying to keep Sonic off the stage.
This time Wrath attacking away to avoid that inward roll. Getting the right smash.
Pretty close game right now. Wrath has just been clawing his way back in. Both players knows what's on the line here. First place out of a $500 prize pool.
Shields that, but has enough time to pop the shield again. The up smash is gonna miss. Wrath shield dwindling.
And that takes the stock, rolls in, jumping neutral air. Wrath comes through in a clutch when he needs to. Gets on the board in game one of Grand Finals reset. Saw his opportunity and seized upon it. That combo there isn't the easiest thing to do online either. As far as having that smaller window of reacting to DI and opportunity, that spacing was very on point from Wrath.
It's a tight window. It requires particular stages, one with those side platforms to extend off of, but still low enough ceilings to kill off the top. And the perfect storm is coming in for Wrath there.
Game two, we want the run back. If I'm Wrath, I'm perfectly fine with this. I'm feeling warmed up. I'm feeling energized. Cola's ready to meet that momentum head on.
Clean to begin this one.
He
Only
jumped
8%.
out of the side B neutrally. That's what happened.
So that one with a down air.
Oh. Down tilt, tries to go read the roll to the right. Feels like Wrath is starting to take control of Grand Finals Reset. Just kind of, he's keeping the pace up overall, but keeping the exchanges short enough to just kind of leave Cola guessing about like, oh, well, that didn't work. What should I try next?
And again with that running up tilt, or that running F tilt, I should say. Rolls behind, but a bit slow on the grab.
Oh, Cola tried to snatch him out of the air.
Tilt, yes sir. All that rage contributing to an early stock.
That's actually a cheeky move there from Cola to get around the invuln frames. Intentionally recovering low. Forward tilt, nowhere near the ledge. At a $186 after the hit though, it's time to go.
Wrath finds the leveler, excuse me, not a moment too soon.
That up air's been a solid combo breaker for Cola so far in this series. Doesn't work out there.
Again, another rising nair as Wrath continues to go in.
Wrath is also starting to catch landings with the down B charge a bit more. Needs him with the spring at the ledge. Wrath not able to follow up.
Grok gonna lead to the drop from Cola. Thankfully that homing attack connected. Woo!
Evasive maneuvers at neutral ultimately pan out for Wrath, and he comes away with stock number 2. And the potential to get a sizable, or does he? %41 off of that chain.
Despite a monumental reach from Cola, it is going to be Wrath who finds himself with a slight percent lead. Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say Cola's starting to play with a bit more confidence, and he was starting to swing more. And I think once he decided to start doing that, Wrath just picked that third stock apart.
Just back in F Smash with one of his own, and Wrath all of a sudden a single game away from taking this tournament.
That's got to make recovering all the more spooky a prospect for Cola, because you can tell he went for that up special early because he did not feel like eating a spring. And Wrath got the jump on that. Was like, well, if I just stand here and charge this forward smash, I guess it doesn't end too well for you. Catches the spot dodge. Again, it's down special. It's not netting a ton of damage, but just when you have these slower neutral exchanges, 10-15% here and there is not bad at all.
That sour up air is going to lead to Wrath regaining an advantage.
Down tilt, Wrath jumps out of close quarters.
That fade back into the grab from Wrath, and met him with that back there too.
It's really spacing these aerials well. Cola runs up, gets the down tilt, looks for the read on the tech chase.
Keeping him honest with that back air.
And it's not the first time we've seen Wrath catch him stepping off the platform on Pokemon Stadium 2. Side B will pick up stock number 1.
Devastating stuff from Cola there. Wrath has to find this stock quick.
Cola now in a position where he has to force. I think I've just been jinxing people all night. I was like, he has to make Wrath approach. Oh wait, Wrath just gets the up smash, evens the game up. Oh, okay. Oh, Wrath with the Game & Watch impersonation. He's like, yeah, I'm not trying to eat this forward air chain.
Now we're really starting to see Wrath taking the game to Cola. Not even fully charging up the spin dash. He's just going in. Sometimes, if he ever sees Cola making an unsafe landing or perhaps in a spot he doesn't like.
A whiffed grab only is going to get a light touch for a punishment. I thought a back air, everything else is on the table. Wrath, though, starting to search ahead on his second stock, but it goes up high and almost loses stock number 2 with an up air.
Got it out here twice. Still living for the time being.
Wrath is really mixing up these edge guards. Takes the last game of the forward smash. Eats the side B.
Good die time for Cola here. Down to what potentially could be his final stock of the tournament. Parries that jab leading into the fair from Wrath.
Spot dodging it down tilt. Cola starting to even things back up. A missed homing attack is not what Wrath needed right there. Is able to shield in time, catches the down special.
Passing the ledge there. Just zooming underneath him.
Such a tense moment right now in this series. Side B at the ledge, 85.2%. That is the one place you do not want to stand.
I don't know how he found it within himself, but in the end, Cola found a single setup, one overstep by Wrath at 70%, and that's just enough to force a game 4.
Cola said not yet. Cola has not been a stranger to playing behind in the game count of these sets tonight. It's been rising to the challenge pretty much every time. But yeah, that was like the one spot where Wrath could not stand.
Right.
It's like, oh, oops. I really do like Wrath's edge guarding though. Because you could tell, you know, he caught game 2 with the forward smash, and it just felt like Cole was like, oh, I need to try to mix up my recovery because if I go high, I'm eating this forward smash. And instead, Wrath just runs off and catches him with a forward air. No spring. And I really think it's creating a weird guessing game for Cola every time he tries to recover low. It's like, what option is Wrath going to go with?
Force the shift onto Town and City here.
Well, if you got to go fast, you want a pretty big racetrack, I suppose. A lot of low percentage boxing from both players. This is my kind of Smash Ultimate.
Actually,
Blues.
get out of that situation rather than in.
Wrath with the fake out instead runs up the grab afterwards, successfully so. Drops in with the neutral air, finds a back air afterwards.
Using that superior ground speed to hunt for grabs.
It's really an unspoken part of Sonic's game plan, in my opinion. Like, he can just run up and get hands on you. Back in the forward tilt, sends him back off to the side. Cola catches a breather on the platform. There's the spring. That's gonna be it. Wrath was behind in percentage, but past 15, 20 seconds, all the Hedgehog. Woo!
Okay.
Snipes him out of the air. So, oh, you didn't think you were jumping off the platform like that, did you?
Gets things started with that up throw up there, though.
Great DI by Cola to get away from the platform. Otherwise, there's going to be a second back air, a neutral air, and everything else.
Yeah, starting to turn it up here, getting Cola onto 87.
Oh, no.
Short on the recovery as well.
It's been such a theme tonight between a range of players, just weird SDs. A critical moment. This is potentially the last stock of the East bracket for Cola, who's starting to battle back. Spring is going to get Wrath out of that momentum. Neutral get up, down throw. Cola's got to really focus here and try to get this stock early, preserve his final one, his potential final one.
Cola just being so overzealous here, really being eager to land an F smash.
Wrath is just dancing around and all over.
Punishing that instinct onto shield as well, had enough.
It just feels like Cola's not finding the answers he needs at a critical part of the series. Is this the beginning of the end? Weak up air.
Third time without up air is Cola living onto 150.
Just exemplary play right now from Wrath, just avoiding the threat.
Not quite enough, but that spring is enough to... No, it's not!
He tried to put an exclamation point on this one. 178. Cola's going to have to be real clutch if he's looking for game 5. Forward tilt at the length on this stage? Absolutely. That is going to be Wrath. He was taken to the Grand Finals resets, taken to game number 4. And he said no further. Wrath is going to be your winner of the East bracket. Incredible stuff, man. That was a great series.
I mean, Cola, until the very end of that game where he just started fishing for F smashes and a couple counters and grabs as well, that looked like it could go either direction and he could have brought it back. But when he started getting antsy, when he went for the Hail Mary, not once, not twice, but really over and over again, that it just seemed like the end of the line for him. And Wrath played his game calmly, didn't attempt to punish it with anything too hard. The spin dash and the forward air and the up air extensions were more than enough for him.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, it just was too much to overcome.
If you ever considered picking up Sonic as a character, that last game was just a masterful display of how I personally feel the character should be played. You do not need to just spam homing attack all day. He can be quick enough to just put serious pressure on someone without really staying in one spot to get hit himself. It just felt like you could tell. You could tell Cola was fishing for some kind of opening. He was throwing out a forward smash. He's like, well, maybe a counter will do it. Like, I don't know. He just ran out of options. That kind of overwhelming offense, that's what Sonic does.
You don't necessarily have to frustrate your opponent by camping or playing any particular, quote unquote annoying way. You can be in their face just as much as you want. And when their options aren't working, it's not because of them. It's because of the way that you're playing and the way that you're forcing them to adapt, which they may or may not be able to do.
Very true. Dad Dino Kiss have been really loving the Smash Bros. Tournaments. Thank you and keep it up. really appreciate that. Esports Arena cares, trying to develop this, keep coming out. That does round it out for the Eastern bracket. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll jump over and see what's going on in the West. Don't go anywhere.
The past 4 years at Esports Arena, we really didn't know what our identity was. We tried our pro tournaments, we tried running content pieces, we tried doing music events, we had our memberships. We realized that the community just always kept coming back for our local tournaments, for every Wednesday night, every Friday night, every Thursday night. So then it hit us. Series E is going to revolutionize the esports industry. You as a competitor now have consistency to come and compete. You get to keep coming back and let it count for something. That opportunity to get paid by Esports Arena, to get paid by a major brand that's helping support this league, this foundation, because so many times the dollars stop at the pro level. They stop there. They never trickle down to the guys like us, the guys that had the dreams, that wanted to make it, to become a pro, but never had that opportunity because they lived in somewhere in Alaska or somewhere in Idaho. No offense, Idaho, I like you guys, you're still cool, potatoes. But when you don't have that opportunity, like a guy who's from LA or a girl who's from LA or New York or these major cities that have esports tournaments that go all the time, where can you start? Where do you go? Where do you become a pro? How can you do that? How do you get paid? How do you get noticed? How do you get recognized? It doesn't exist. There's not a clear path there. It's a randomized system. You gotta be good. Don't get me wrong. You've gotta be good and you gotta compete, you gotta play. But it's hard when you got a full-time job and you got a full-time student, you got bills to pay. You can't commit yourself 100% to esports. Esports Arena wants to change that. We are gonna change that. You're gonna get $1,000 a month in pay from Esports Arena. We're gonna travel you across the country to compete against other people just like you. That's the feeling that I'm looking at that 8-year-old and I'm thinking, man, this person could become a professional gamer, but how? Now they're gonna start their path at Esports Arena and they're gonna compete to become that next pro, to become that next influencer, to become that next superstar. They're gonna start at Esports Arena. That's what Series E is all about. Opportunity for everyone to be your first step in esports.
What's going on, guys? Luke Shimon Hebrew here, and this week Esports Arena is going online. Yep, that's right, online. That means Monday through Sunday, we're gonna be hosting tournaments every single day for all different types of gaming communities. We wanna hear from you about which games you want us to run tournaments for, but in the meantime, I think we got some stuff you might like. And did I mention thousands of dollars in prizing? Actually, I don't think that I did. Anyway, I got some of my friends here to shed some light on the situation, so we're gonna hear from them first.
Hey y'all, Yeso here. We're gonna kick off the week with Summoner's Rift action on Monday nights. $500 in prize pool. Better see y'all there.
Hey guys, if you don't know already, we're doing online tournaments. Kicking off Tuesday, Warzone, you gotta be there. Kill race tournaments, squads, don't miss out, all right guys? It's gonna be a $10 entry fee as well as a $1,000 prize pool, guys. So let's not miss out on that one because, boy, you don't wanna get sent to the gulag.
On Wednesdays, we have Fortnite 2v2 box fights. Grab your favorite duo for a prize pool.
What's going on? I'm Lauren, one of your community managers. Get ready. Thursday nights, we're gonna have Smash Ultimate. We'll do 2 of them, 7 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. You wanna be there for your chance at a $500 prize pool, and maybe I'll cash you.
Oh, nice back air. There it is. That's game number 3.
You got this?
Yeah, I got this. On Fridays, we're gonna be doing Team Fight Tactics tournaments. Again, there's gonna be 2 tournaments, one at 7 p.m. PST and one at 7 p.m. EST. Each player is gonna have a $10 entry fee, but they're competing for a $300 prize pool. So get those galaxies ready and let's see what we can do. Oh, did I mention we're gonna be streaming as well? Walmart.com/esportsarena. I'll take over.
Hey guys, let's not forget about the last tournament of the week, Sunday, Fortnite Custom Duo Tournament. Make sure to grab your partner because there's gonna be a prize pool. You're not gonna wanna miss it. Okay guys, see you guys there.
So there you have it. No matter what you're into, we're gonna have thousands of dollars in prizes on the line all night, every night of the week, Monday through Sunday. But what are you into? Let us know. But until then,
We'll see you there when Esports Arena takes your home from competitive gaming online.